So don't let me fall where I don't belong. I can't go back and lose it all.
Oh, the mic. The mic was muted. Bad mic. Bad microphone. Don't do that. How is everybody? How are you? How are you today? Are you doing well? Are you finding this space adventure to your liking? Well, if not, maybe we can help you get that fixed. If you are, awesome. Welcome. How's everybody doing, YouTube? Hey! I even went and made a Facebook page. Those are still a thing, apparently. We still have Facebook pages. Yep. Speaking of real quick, let me hop on. I got a recall on server 28. I logged on, I'm sorry, server 32. Logged on to give them a couple of armadas. And then I'm going to throw a shield on real quick. Apologies for the delay. You're just not seeing this on the screen, but I am doing something in Star Trek Fleet Command. Believe it or not, I am. And then, oh look, now the screen moves. How's everybody? Let's see, we already got questions and comments coming in. Football says I'm level 25, so it'll be interesting. Well, maybe it will be interesting. I'm actually heading to 25 pretty soon. I'm gonna work on getting there, not necessarily tonight, but I am using speed ups that I get from my July Elite Pack that I bought. So I am trying to build the Kamari first, and the annoying thing about the Kamari, if you are not to level 24 yet, know this. An annoying thing about this is you can't actually build your Kamari until you get your shipyard to level 24. To do that, you need your dilithium vault at 24, your titanium vault at 24, and your parsteel vault at 24. So I gotta do this, then this, then this. So I still got 3 things to upgrade, and then I can build the Kamari. It's annoying. That level 24 lock on the shipyard is stupid, serves no purpose, but it's there. So, yeah. Also, fun fact, y'all know the new green screen is up. I didn't turn these on. Why did I not do this? Watch, watch. One light, boom. The quality of my face improves dramatically. Also, look at this. It's a space drink. It's magic. It's not magic. It's Mountain Dew. So because Mountain Dew is green, green screen, Mountain Dew. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? It looks like I'm drinking something spacey. It's awesome. Yeah. Sorry for the random lame. That's me. Y'all got used to it. Corey, how are you doing? Daryl, good evening to you. John, Cassoni, Paul, Charles, Dart Trooper, nice name. Mello, James Howard, thank you. Coming on by. Jesus Aguilar, nice to see you, bud. Keegan and Dino, those are the ones I see so far. More will come through. I will also eventually turn the voice chat on, because I know a few people have already tagged me saying, hey, we want to talk to you. Yamma, 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 yamma. And I'm going to. Let me talk to everybody first. You people are so aggressive with your love for me. But Paul says amazing use of the Scooby-Doo today on the Apex. Thank you. I really do try to provide some entertainment there. So I don't want to just teach you about Star Trek Fleet Command or Rust or AFK Arena or any of the games I play. I want you to have fun with me. I really do. How you doing, none of your business? But enough, I'm getting a little risque. Ooh. Felt a breeze. Nice. I'm gonna turn my music down on my headphones just a little bit. Kasani says I searched for videos and seen your ugly mug and clicked on it only to find out it wasn't from you. Really? Did not know that, Kasani. Somebody stealing my videos? Am I getting that popular as a YouTuber? Well now, and y'all can see this, there's a watermark right there now. I might take it off, I don't know. There's a watermark for my videos because people reported that issue like you did. Hey Bern, how you doing? How you doing? All right, let me check in with this voice channel real quick. Hello, voice channel.
Hey.
Hello.
How are y'all? I want to say hello to everybody, man.
Hello.
You just can't keep everybody happy. So, how have y'all been doing in the game? How are y'all liking Apex? Because I'll admit, this morning, I messaged DJ kind of frustrated. Like, the event's not bad. I just felt like it was unnecessarily Cal that was altered. I don't see why. I have no problem calling it Apex Outlaws. It is an event specifically for the Outlaw arc. But it was Crucible of War made more complicated. I don't see the point of that. I don't know. What were your thoughts, both in the chat and in the voice?
I didn't get Crucible of War. I got Lat and
well, that's what I just said,
something else.
Misty.
Crucible? Who got Crucible?
Oh my gosh, nobody didn't pay attention to what I said. Apex Outlaws.
I agree with you, Rev.
Apex Outlaws is Crucible of War. They simply overcomplicated it and put a new face on it. Did nobody watch the video today? Get out of the chat and go watch the video.
I did. I watched it.
People,
I watched it.
I know Truckin did. Dark. Everybody who watched the video can stay. Everybody else, you go out and watch the video. It's 11 minutes and 11 seconds. You'll laugh because Scooby-Doo is in there. I make jokes. Y'all get out and go watch the video. But for real though, I don't see why there's this need, and I feel like it's an overreaching thing of overcomplicating the game. An example of that is why are there transwarp tokens and now rogue warp tokens, and there were special Borg warp tokens to get into special Borg Armada space for a special thing. Like, we're overcomplicating a simple mobile game for no reason. Yeah. As far as Apex goes, I don't mind the format, and just to reiterate what I said earlier, you're going to get a maximum of 5 trophies today on day 1, and everybody is, and then on day 2 the amount that you get increases, and then day 3 the amount increases again. So it's not that bad.
I like the addition to get badges though. That's a really good thing.
Yeah.
The badges are going to be
It should be fairly easy. It should be fairly easy for a semi to moderately active alliance to complete this, which is great, right? You're going to make us work for it, but we should be able to do it.
Yeah.
So,
and it's not a terrible grind. It's just my main thing is, why are we learning a new style for a singular event? Why not just keep it like it is? Because DJ was like, he likes it, they're adding new things and changing up, but they're not adding anything new. It's simply
Just retitling it?
Yeah, we just repainted an old Ford Pinto because we're still mining. That's all we're doing. We're just mining data. Or if you somehow are sitting at level 18, you can build a Botany Bay and be good to go.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me anyway. And maybe I'm just nitpicky, but this game is as complicated, if not more complicated, than the PC game I was just playing in the video yesterday, Rust, which is a full-fledged PC game that's been out for 7 years. This game is more complicated mechanically, and that game you have to literally build your own electricity. So, it doesn't make sense.
The one thing that's annoying me is needing Armada credits for this Apex, and then you got an Armada event after, and we've just done an Armada event, and trying to get hold of the directives is a nightmare.
It is, that is a bottleneck. And so we talk about research credits as a bottleneck right now. I've talked to a lot of free-to-play players in the 20s who have the Stella blueprints but can't afford to build the Stella because of the amount of uncommons that it costs in the research tree to get that thing up and going.
Yeah. I've been saving up for the jelly event, and that's really eating into my reserves.
Well, I'm third in the Stella progression event right now.
Yeah, I haven't really been doing it. I basically took 3 days off from the game. I'm like, look, I really just want to relax, chill out. I played Rust, and I'm going to keep playing Rust, I think. Just, not that I'm going to stop making videos. Obviously, I'm still doing just as many videos as I have for here. I needed a little quick break, so I backed up a little bit. So that means I've missed, I think, 5 days of this arc so far.
I've been setting alarms, getting up at 3 and 4 in the morning to finish scrapping my Stella and build it. Do 5 levels and scrap it again and then go back to sleep.
That is awesome that you're doing that, but I'm not. And I have 2 Stellas. I'm not. I'm going to go mine data, though. Does that count?
Been there, done that.
Yeah, so Space the Mage says the amount of uncommons for Stella is crazy. I just hit 27 and I'd rather put the effort materials into getting to level 28, the 4th dry dock, and the faction ship. I totally get the logic there. The only thing I would say is you can make a legitimate argument because and you're lower level, so you don't understand the pain that all of us have been through. But the grind for the Stella itself is almost worth it simply for the reason of all of these officer badges you have the opportunity to get.
Yeah.
That one reason alone. One reason alone. Y'all don't understand how hard it is to get those. Like you look in your store and you're like, my faction store, and like, hey, I can hop in and hit, my box number 2, and bam, I get a badge. Until you learn how many badges it takes to do anything for most of these characters. So when you get to that loyalty pack 2, and you get your 1 badge of each, even a dual faction, you have 2 of each, you still don't have enough to take your morale crew, 1 crew up to where it needs to be.
Yeah, you can really only focus on 1 crew doing that way.
Yeah. So that is what makes the Stella worth it, because the Stella, even in this event, is going to give you a bonus. Stella is going to make day 3 of the Armadas and everything easier and more profitable for you if you have the Stella. And if you look at the day 2 tomorrow, we're going to have Apex Hunter. We're going to go out and we're going to be fighting hostiles in Augment, Rogue, and Exchange space. And the reason the Stella is good there is because if you're fighting an Eclipse hostile, it counts as 2 levels higher. It might not sound like a lot, but if it works the same way that, say, swarms do, where like a level 32 swarm gives you 2 points, and then like a level 35 swarm gives you 10 points, being 2 levels higher can actually mean something tomorrow, so having the Stella can pay off. And if this is, we've already had 1 attempt of giving us a badge, so every single one of you should have gotten at least 1 free badge. We know we're going to get a set of badges, is what we're reading on the milestones, and then today, and then tomorrow in this event, we're going to get another set of at least 1 badge, or at least 1 more badge. By the end of this arc, I'm expecting 4 to 5 free badges, minimum. That's worth the Stella. It's annoying, but it's worth it. Unless you get all engineering badges, and then it just sucks to be you.
Well, I just don't like the fact they're doing an event that you need the Stella for the extra when they got the Stella progression event, so I have to choose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you have to do what you're already doing and simply time how much you're doing it. Where you spend 4 hours a day using the Stella, then you scrap her, and then you reboot. And it sucks that you have to put that amount of time and effort into a mobile game, but
I'm just building the scrap and strap.
I mean, I don't mind the scrap because I do like the mechanic. And I'll admit, I wish that this type of thing would have come out earlier in the game. The scrapping of a ship to rebuild it and make it better and stronger through research should honestly be applied to all ships in the game, in my opinion. But it's a little bit too late for that. I mean, to get to the Enterprise level, you should really have had to research towards that, just like you had to research towards your Kamari and towards your Vaklis and towards your Kira. And the Stella is that to a greater extent. but we're so far past that. That's how most space games and space MMOs work, is your ship gets stronger by you building, putting better parts on it, and researching to get better. Not just randomly going to the store and say, hey, big enterprise, $10,000 buy button.
Yeah.
What was I going to do? Oh, start a building. Duh. I might go to level 25 tonight because I've got my Vidar ready and waiting. But I need the Kamari. There's so much to do. Where is my dailies? There you go. Is it possible for me to get the Botany Bay with missions only? Yes, Miss Rebecca, it is. Now, I've said this before, and I'll keep repeating it because it's a new thing, is the missions for the Botany Bay used to only give out 6. So newer players just starting the mission should get 12 blueprints per mission for the Botany Bay. If you go through the entire augment set of those Botany Bay missions, you will get a full Botany Bay. If you're level 17, you cannot build it till level 18, and you cannot tier it up until level 20. But yes, you can build it at level 18 through the missions alone. You don't have to spend any money. Just flew through that question. You can tell there's some questions I've had to answer through this game that I've gotten memorized, and that's one of them. Greg wants to know, why isn't anyone upset that they changed the reward for Swarm Sunday? One, they warned us they were going to do it, and two, at this point, what are we going to do? They said in the announcement they were going to do that, they're changing it until Swarm Sunday is switched back after the Outlaw arc. At least that's what we're told.
Hey Rev, did you see what I posted about the Devore VPs?
I did not. Just tell it to me.
Yeah, there's, some servers aren't getting them in the loyalty chest. I emailed customer support and they said that's a mistake. If when I go to redeem my chest, they gave me like a code to say to them, and they'll manually give me the blueprints.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm actually running that program right now. I'm level 24, and my 30-day pack does not give me any Devore parts.
Yeah. What they wanted from me was a screenshot of the loyalty chest, and then it took them a few days to get back to me, and they said that. So they gave me like a code to basically say that I've redeemed my chest, and for them to give me the blueprints for it.
Somebody, Tenchi, I'm going to have to mute you, buddy. You're feeding back in there. Nope, never mind. That's Shinjo. My bad. Thank you. All right. But yeah, I'll just put that here in mine. What is it under? I've done forgotten now. It's under
Captain's Quarters.
Gifts, 30-day loyalty. Here's my 30-day loyalty on my level 24. As you can see, absolutely no Devore. And it sucks because I actually am close to getting into Devore. I was going to get the Devore at level 23 and show it off and be like, hey, this is why lower level players should work on getting the Devore in their 30-day packs. But then it's not even offered. And I found out I'm not the only one struggling with this. I am glad that customer service is willing to help. And that's great. Problem, it shouldn't be a problem. Why is it not spawning for newer people? So what I'm really worried about is that I'm going to get my Vidar and I'm not going to get transwarp tokens.
No, you do. I've done that. I've put the Vidar and got the transwarp tokens. But
level 23, if I remember right, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, you start getting the Devore in the chest. And I'm 24 now.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be level 23.
Yeah, they did say it wasn't intended.
Yeah.
So
if you get a chance, what I might do is make a video on how to contact and what to provide for customer support, because there's a lot of people missing out on the ship for free for that.
Well, like I said, I put the reply I got in the Captain's Quarters in Discord.
Thank you. Jesus says the Con Mud Arc end at the end of the month. So all of you know that I am not allowed to tell you what events are coming. But I will say that the Borg lasted 3 arcs plus 1. This one, if it ended now, would only be 2. Well, that doesn't make sense. Maybe there's another one coming. I can't say. But thank you for your support of the channel. Also, just real quick, you see a guy like Tyler and Chris Greer and James Howard, how they have a greened out name and a fancy logo? That means they love me more than you do. If you want to love me as much as they do, hit that little join button. For as little as $4 a month, you get access to exclusive content, and you can love me, support my family, and buy my son, who is currently obsessed with Fig Newtons. Yes, we've gone through many phases. We've gone through the cracker phase, the popcorn phase, the Pop-Tarts phase. Now we're loving on Fig Newtons and cheap suckers. So, get him some Dum-Dums or get him some Fig Newtons. Whatever you want to do, that $4 a month helps us do it. Hit the join button, support the channel. Greatly appreciate it. And we'll see you on the next arc. On the next event, whenever this ends. Hey, Taco Hunter, how you doing? Tyler, I would never drop a hint. I would never do it. I don't do that. I am a Scopely shill. Andy says the video. Yeah, shield or share. Andy says the video my wife's watching on TV is too loud, so I'm feeding back. No big deal, buddy. Just tell your wife that she should actually be watching this video and playing Star Trek Fleet Command so we can tell her how to be the best of the best. This I keep getting caught into this music mix like I'm dancing. Bubba Redneck has a good question that I've gotten asked 3 times today. Not lying to you. And it was just completely random. Why do we have a Ferengi officer for the Devore? No reason. Actually, this is such a missed opportunity. The Ferengi are such a loved race from the Star Trek lore. You see them in The Next Generation, they really get built on in Deep Space Nine with Quark, the Grand Nagus Zek, and even Rom and Nog. Fantastic race, love them in the show, and there should be a true rules of acquisition type event. I would go as far as say there needs to be an actual faction, which you could use for a marketing system, because you already have gold pressed latinum in the game. Sorry, calm down. It's a huge missed opportunity, and an opportunity for a ton of money. Because if there's anything in Star Trek that justifies spending buku money on, it's the Ferengi. It's literally their race. It's what they do. So, yeah, there needs to be that.
A Dabo thing as well. I've got a Dabo table.
Imagine this for Scopely. Scopely sets up a Dabo table where you can gamble your Latinum for a chance to win things like Uncommon. You might spend 10 Latinum and win a badge, or win 20 Uncommon. Or you might spend 1,000 Latinum and get Jack Diddley Kumquat. And knowing Scopely's odds, you get Jack Diddley Kumquat. Quark would be running the Dabo table here. But just that aspect added to the game, 1, makes them money, and 2, adds entertainment, and is actually something different than freaking mining and freaking killing freaking red hostiles. Just literally add a Dabo table. Make a planet that's Quark's planet. Because remember, Quark in a episode where Jake was in the future talking about his dad when he died, going through the wormhole that never actually happened. At that point, Quark had went and bought a moon. So let's just say there's a Quark moon now. Whole moon. It's nothing but a bunch of Dabo tables and bars. Why not? I'm just spitting out ideas here that can make you a lot of money there, Scopely, and be fun for all of us. Oh, Andy, yes, Brunt, FCA, another great character, and an actor who played, 7 roles in Star Trek? Can anybody name them all?
Oh, wait, yeah.
Well, Wei Yun's one. He was Brunt. Shran. Now is where he gets tough, because he also played a bunch of one-time scene characters.
He was, when they went back to, maybe not back to, but he was like a detective or something.
He was. There's the detective one. There's one.
He was in Voyager when 7 of 9 was actually fighting in that gladiatorial situation.
I know of one more in DS9 that we have not mentioned yet, and that might be his last one. Aaron Stevens, thank you for signing up for Cadet, man, and supporting the show. Appreciate it. Room King, I will get to your question. I just want to handle this one because I love some Star Trek trivia. So we've named 5 roles. Can you remember the other one? T-Ron? Is that his name?
T-Ron.
That sounds right. It's the guy who stalks Kira.
Yes.
Yeah, in DS9. It was a one-time role for him. But he ends up becoming a reoccurring actor in the Star Trek franchise. Wonderful man. Love his acting so much.
Yeah.
All right, Rune, let's see if we can find your question, buddy. He says, I'm 33 going for dual faction, Fed locked already, but it seems I'm stuck at 5 million need for Romulan. All I'm hitting is Fed ships 37 to 39. So if you're getting stuck, if I'm reading this right, and tell me if I'm wrong, if I'm reading this right, you're simply too high now on your Feds to where if you complete any of your Fed dailies, it's taking away all that you're doing by hitting Fed hostiles. If I'm reading that right. You do get a little bit of a hump there, and that's why we talk about saving your missions for when you want to recruit your dual hostile grinding, or if you want to get a second one, save up missions so that you can bang them in a positive, and that helps out a good bit. If I'm misunderstanding what you're saying, let me know. But basically what it comes down to is you just need to grind out hostiles like that is your life for about 3 weeks, and then you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Give up the dailies.
Yeah, give up dailies and grind for 3 weeks, and you will catch up and then lock, and you'll be good to go. Yeah, Tyler, you do have access to special emojis, which is pretty cool. And Tyler's been hanging out with us for a while. Rio, how you doing? Greg says, I think that would put them in danger of regulation with gambling. Maybe, but here's the thing. Is what I'm suggesting with the Dabo table any different than you doing officer shards or officer tokens for officer shards? Is it any different? I don't think it is. Now, the Dabo table is literally gambling in Star Trek, so maybe they'll make a direct comparison. But everything I'm saying, which is a Latinum for a chance of you winning something big at the Dabo table, is no different than you turning in tokens for officer shards. It just simply would depend on what you're getting. So I guess take away the aspect I've said of you getting diddly kumquat. Maybe you got something useless. Maybe you got like 80 common, crystal, which really doesn't help you. But
I've seen another Star Trek game. I can't remember which one it was. But...
yeah, I think Star Trek Timelines has a Dabo table.
Yeah,
I think Timelines does. But don't quote me on that.
STO has a Dabo table.
Star Trek Online?
I want to have a double table. Jeez.
I'm down for it. I really am. By the way, if y'all are watching right now, y'all need to be inviting people. We only have 85 people watching, and I thought we were talking more about bug fixes and officer fixes and answering questions, which we're doing now. Why do we not have more people on Monday night? Y'all aren't doing anything. You're stuck in house like quarantined for like I am. Get everybody here. Invite your alliance. Because I got to go grind. That's what I haven't done, is grind. I keep saying I'm going to do that, and all of y'all keep distracting me. Let's get our dilithium vault up to level 24, and when 16 people help, I'm then going to go ahead and just speed up my shipyard and get my Kamari going. Hey, Laromi, how you doing, buddy? Love to see you. Chris says, is it any different from the refinery? Exactly, Chris. What I'm suggesting is not meant to be some big gambling thing. It's meant to be simply adding a feature of the game that, one, follows Star Trek lore, and two, is literally something different. A Dabo table, especially a planet we went to do this, is different. And it would also give us a reason to mine Latinum. You know what I mean? There's not really a reason to mine the small amount of Latinum once you max out your Devore, except for mining Mondays. This would add a layer to that and saying, hey, now you have a reason to go do that Latinum. Get that Latinum so that you can go see if you can get that uncommon you want so badly. Just a thought.
Maybe to avoid the whole gambling aspect. That, whales can buy loads of Latinum and then just buy it. You've got to mine, you've got to use raw Latinum for the Dabo table.
Yep. Well, I think you'd have to use refined Latinum if you want to keep it lore friendly. Remember, one thing this game gets wrong is if you actually click on it, Latinum is not what you see. So this is me going super Star Trek nerd. I apologize. I just assume that y'all are the same. That is not Latinum. This is Vault of Latinum. That's not Latinum. That is gold pressed Latinum. Latinum is a liquid. It is a silver liquid that they press with gold to make it easy. They do it in strips, slips, bricks, and bars to make it easier to use as trade. That's not Latinum. That's gold pressed Latinum. So raw Latinum is not a rock that you mine. It is a liquid. Sorry, I had to nerd out because that bugs me in this game.
You've told me that before.
Am I the only one that gets really too nerdy about some of this stuff?
Nope.
No, I think I'm nerdier than you.
No, you're not, Misty. You're not nerdy.
I'm the one that has books.
I'm literally a professional streamer for Star Trek.
And I have Star Trek books.
I have Star Trek books. I have a Klingon to English dictionary. I've got every Ship of the Line book ever made.
I have a Klingon app on my phone.
I've got every Ship of the Line book ever made. I
Can both be nudes.
have Star Trek Barbies from like the 70s.
You have Eagle Moss models, Misty.
Huh?
Like the ship models.
Yes, I even have those too.
I have those still. Those are
I have a freaking batleth. A $200 metal batleth.
Do you have a tattoo of the Klingon Empire?
No, but I'm getting one.
Oh, God.
What I'm getting, I'm actually getting the Klingon Empire. My pirate logo with my channel name underneath is going to be a tattoo I'm getting.
Kapla.
It's not ka-pla. There is no ka sound in the Klingon language. It's ka-pla. 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 Not ka-pla. There's no ka. Ka-pla.
Sorry.
Wow, Rev.
You insulted my nerdiness. I had to prove you were wrong.
We played Klingon Boggle.
Clock.
Yeah. hey, Harv, Chris. Dima says they want to see the batleth. Do y'all want me to go get the batleth? I'll go get the batleth because y'all always ask me to get the batleth. At 100 people watching, so 13 more people, I'll go get the batleth. How about that? I'll go get the batleth because I have to go get it out every time. And y'all act like you've never seen a batleth before.
Bring your Borg fridge cube.
I can't bring it. That's actually sitting in the desk behind, but I do have a Borg fridge cube. That's another thing.
I have a Rubik's Cube.
Taco says we're getting serious about the nerd tonight. I am all. Dima says I'll join your channel. Well, that's all the encouragement I need. Be right back.
Hey, everyone. How you doing?
Like how skills at us
Okay,
have a
mate.
shot.
It took me nearly 2 weeks, but I found my headset again. I lost it in the bottom of my purse.
Yeah. I'll be right back.
I think it's bedtime.
Is that you, Misty, in the video?
No.
No, Major Pain.
All I can see is like black screen.
All right, I gotta make some real quick adjustments so y'all can see it. So hold on. I'm about to get really big. Oh my god! That way you can see the full glory of the battle. Full on battle.
Size Rev.
Real deal. Real metal. Don't hold it like this. Luckily, it's very blunt. And yes, I'm wearing pajamas. Fun fact about streamers, we don't wear normal clothes. It's just on the top up. Yeah.
I'm surprised you're actually wearing any
Real
pajamas
battle.
at all.
I was gonna say the same thing.
It's cool. I want to say you hit that join button, Demas. You promised. Here it is. You see that join button? Now I just need to learn how, like, fight with it and everything, like war. But we're a long way from that. Anyway, putting this up because it gets in the way.
Is that a real batleth?
Or you just happen to see it.
And y'all are also missing a big opportunity to make like a nerdy video, like nerd plays with batleth and underwear. That could be a whole new meme. Whole new meme. Demas, welcome to the lieutenant rank. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Dang, Demas, you just want me to bring out all my collectibles now, Lieutenant. My gosh. Be right back, Tyler. Just so I want to answer your question real quick.
You should try shaving with it, Rev.
Right?
Yeah, close shave.
Chop a watermelon with it.
Will be like those you
Is it
see on those
Gallagher?
Okay,
those,
Tyler. Tyler asked,
Style
can I
on
cut
TV.
people with it? At the moment, I can't. I've got it extremely blunt because it's on display. However, I did go out and buy an axe sharpener so that when my kids are a little bit older and I can trust them a little bit more to not knock this down and literally cut their arms off, we will sharpen this to a sharp tip. You can see I'm already just that little bit because this is aluminum. We can start sharpening that tip up. So, do I have a three-dimensional chess set? Now that is one thing I do not have yet in my collection, but I will add. And just that little bit actually started adding an edge. Wow. This is the nerdiest thing I think I've ever done on a stream. Sharpening a batleth. It is not. It is
a single-handed one. I don't know what they're called.
You mean the knife?
No, it's like a smaller version of it. It's like a single-handed one.
So there was essentially what was a pole arm for the Klingons that was about this part of the batleth on a pole.
Yeah.
You also have the traditional fighting knife, but this is the standard size of a Klingon batleth. So this is made to specs. So like when Jadzia Dax goes into the Hollow Suite and says, I want one this many centimeters, this is the warrior configuration of a batleth. And one day I will finish sharpening. Yeah, just those quick grinds. We got a little bit of an edge. Now once again, this is an aluminum one, not full steel, but that's fine. It's awesome, and I'm a huge nerd and I don't mind it. So let me put this over here. So don't hurt nobody.
Rev,
Yes, ma'am.
check PayPal.
Oh gosh, Misty was so impressed by my nerdiness, and she's helping out too. Do y'all want me to just start bringing in? I've got all the Star Trek Mega Blocks. I've got tons of Star Trek ships from my childhood. I've got Star Trek action figures. I've got comic books, which I absolutely love. DC made a whole comic book series with the TNG and the original series. I've got those. I just love Star Trek. And I have other stuff too, but Star Trek is the main one that I have. A recall.
Rev, I just posted it in Captain's Quarters. A piece of Star Trek geekery I got.
Okay. Captain's quarters. That is pretty cool. I will say the 25th anniversary of Star Trek, I went to the Wizard World Comic Con to meet the cast. They had a whole get together for the 25th anniversary. So that was really fun too. Is the Borg Cube PC yet? Yeah, the PC is all nerded out.
Did you notice the number on it?
I did not look that closely, but
Number 16.
wow. That's a pretty nice one. So when you sending it to me?
You had to do me some serious favors for that one.
Yeah.
Did you get it, Rev?
It hasn't loaded up yet on my email, but let me check my phone. Sometimes it comes first through the phone.
Okay.
Yep, just got it. Thank you, Misty. You're so sweet. And don't worry, just because I out nerd you don't mean you're not an extreme nerd. I'm just the special level of nerd. Like,
Hey, do you have coffee mugs and Star Trek Fleet Command, like, glasses?
woman, I have multiple Star Trek uniforms.
I want one.
He has to be twittering.
I have 2 Starfleet Academy Letterman jackets. I've got a Kirk gold uniform. You see all the hats I have? Come on. Yes, I have mugs too. Hey, Aaron Stevens, how you doing? Hey, Val, how you doing? Do I have any IDW publishing?
Magazine, Rev.
Real quick, I know I keep jumping in and out, but let me see, because I actually might. I'm going to grab the comics that I do have, because you're asking. People want to see my stuff, I'll show my stuff.
Tonight is show and tell.
Oh, I bet you $5 doesn't have the original Star Trek trading card from TOS where it says Captain's Log on the back.
Not a good bet.
No, because I do.
Do you remember the TNG cards that came in Anita Cheerios in the 90s?
Oh God, yes.
Rev's probably got them, not and opened up and in a sealed set or.
Oh, mine are going to the card holders in my Twilight magazine book that I have. That Twilight card that probably worth about $100,000.
All right, Rev's back. So, to answer your question, and by the way, DJ, I do see your question about augers and stuff, and I'll get to it here in just a second. Can I keep buttoning this because the shirt's coming undone? Shirt's falling apart. So I do have one IDW. It was from a Loot Crate exclusive, and it is Star Trek The Next Generation Mirror Broken, The Origin of Data. It's actually a pretty good read, and this was made for the 30th anniversary of Star Trek, and it's actually pretty good. I don't know if anybody else has read this one, but this is the only IDW one I have. The artwork in it is actually really beautiful. You know what, I'm going to make the camera a little bit bigger so y'all can see and nerd out a little bit more. Is that okay? You see the artwork of the IDWs is really nice, but sadly it's the only one I have. Now, I don't have this one in a package, so I'm not keeping it in mint condition because I am reading it. And I know that's blasphemy to some people, but you can see like the Stargazer. They had a really nice rendition of the Stargazer right there, the ISS Stargazer, really cool. And let's see a couple others. There's some nice scenes in here, some cool fight scenes. I like the Stargazer picture here, and this one, look at that one of Picard and the Stargazer. Isn't that interesting? Beautiful artwork. But this is the only IDW one I have. The other ones I have from the DC Comics, and I have all these that I do not take out. I've read a couple of them, but I'm really picky about them because they're old and they're nice. But I like this one right here is the Next Generation one starring Data. This is number 7, came out in April of 1990. Like that one. You have then this one from Q, where Worf and Deanna have to go and mess with Q from 1993. Artwork on some of the DC ones is definitely old school DC artwork, but I still like it mixed with the Star Trek. Then we get this one that I actually really, really like. This is issue 46, but Spock and Sarek stranded together. This is a really good one. I like this one. Granted, I have a Leonard Nimoy is like my favorite actor, and Spock's my favorite character in Star Trek of all time, but really good one. And I managed to find most of these in a Canadian comic shop that was going out. They wanted $1 each.
Nice.
And so here's issue 60. This was not as big for me because I'm not as big as the original series. There's only a couple. It's usually when the original series is talked about, it's the movies that I have the most connection with. But here's you another one right here. And I've got a couple more. Now this one I absolutely love. This is probably my second favorite. The one I have from 1990 is probably the top I have in terms I take care of because it's one of the oldest ones. But I love this one, and I'll let y'all guess why. Can you guess why?
Why?
Well, you got to look at the screen, Misty.
It's a holographic.
Well, no, it's not holographic. That's green lettering, but it's a Klingon.
Ah.
The goods be with the peacemaker. This is a Klingon episode for Today He Must Die. This is a Klingon episode of the comic, and that is my favorite race in Star Trek, if you haven't figured that out. What's up, Jerry Brown? How you doing? And then finally I have this one from 94, and this is another original series one that, once again, not really my thing, because I'm not big on the original series, but I do collect basically anything Star Trek I find. In the comic store that was going out of business, these were like $1 each. So,
Wow.
Yep. So those are the Star Trek comics that I have.
Cool.
Many of these were in a frame in my son's room until he got big enough to start knocking them off the walls. there are my comics.
You lucky son of a bitch.
Yep. Anything Star Wars. I do have a couple Star Wars things. I am admittedly more of a Trekkie than I am Star Wars. I have a lot of Star Wars Legos and stuff, though. By the way, I got to get back to a question real quick because I don't want to ignore it. DJ says, any Enterprises and Augers on server 43? We do have a couple, not many. I actually don't think we have an Auger. I haven't seen one. We have a couple of Enterprises, though. As you can see, I'm not anywhere near there.
There's a ISS Jelly, though, as well.
Yeah, there is. And real quick, by the way, any collectibles, I am more than like, if y'all find collectibles or you're trying to get rid of collectibles, I buy them and I'll trade them with you. I mean, I really will. This is, the nerdiness is not just an act. I mean, this is my life. I love this stuff. So, and I'm not ashamed of it. I cover football professionally and I cover nerdiness professionally. So I'm living the dream. The only thing I'm probably not going to do is sign a comic for you and send it to you because that'd just be weird and it would ruin the comic.
Well, you're no fun.
I mean, if you really want me to, Gregor paid me $100 to sign a hat sent to no one. So, I mean, if you offer me $100, I'm not going to turn it down. But it's still like, do I really add value to this comic for you? I just don't see that in myself, I guess.
You haven't written a Rev Deuce comic yet?
I haven't. I will say, if you ever wonder where Panic got his picture, we talked about the IDW comic. Look at that one. Look at that issue. See it? So,
nice.
Panic's,
I don't think I could ever see Spock as a Borg.
Yeah. Panic's profile picture that he has a lot on his Discord is from that IDF comic. Did I collect any of the Eagle Moss models? A couple of them, but see, my collection is very varied. I'm trying to see which all ones I have. I have I had a Battlestar one actually, but that's not Star Trek. I don't have the Section 31 ship. I have the original series Enterprise. Now that might be the only one, but those things are expensive too. They're pretty pricey.
Depends which ones.
Yeah.
It's like the tiny ones are like $25, and the big ones get up to 75.
See, I like the big ones. I like the ones that are about a foot long if I can get them. And the reason being is because they match all the other models I have. Like a lot of the other ones I have, when the new movies came out, when they made all the light up models for like the Excelsior and the Enterprise D and the new Enterprise, I bought all those immediately. So
one thing I wish they would add for your Eagle Moss, they would add a new lineup where like each of the ships would scale up each other. Like say like the Enterprise E model, like in the the original Enterprise model, it would be both an actual scale of each other.
Rebecca says she's not a big fan of the Klingons. Rebecca, I want to be your friend so bad. I really do, but you're making it very difficult to be your friend. How can you not love the Klingons? The Klingons have such a storied story. I mean, they have more character development in the Klingons than they do in the frickin' Federation.
Yeah, they do.
And the race that doesn't get enough character development, the Romulans. Not near enough.
Oh, definitely.
The Romulans, which is literally built on a great mystique of the Roman Empire, has so much potential. We barely see anything in them. In fact, we start learning more about the Romulan Empire in like Discovery and Picard than we ever did in the Next Generation and DS9.
Just think what they could do with the development and the split between the Balkans and the Klingons and the Romulans.
Yeah.
That was thousands and thousands of years before.
But they did a little of that. They did a little bit of that in Star Trek Enterprise. Not much. They did a little bit.
I think we get more into the Romulans also in later seasons of DS9.
Mm-hmm. Well, they did, but most of that was the war. Like, example, what was it, season 3, when the Tal Shiar went with the Obsidian Order to try to take on the Dominion. We never really learned about the Tal Shiar. We just saw them. And that's what I'm saying. Like, we learned a lot about Cardassia, how the Obsidian Order operates, their command structures, and we never really got to see that in-depth look on the Romulans. They created an entire new race from the Next Generation, the Cardassians, and then built them into the main characters of DS9. Agree, Demas. Great episode. I'm simply pointing out Romulans never got enough love. I still love the Klingons more. I mean, the Klingons had way better ships. The Romulans freaking bought ships off the Klingons. So.
Well, you also have to think about it. There is that episode Deanna Troy was kidnapped to bring over, 3 Romulans to have a discussion with the Federation.
Yeah.
Defectors.
You know, my favorite character development of the Romulan Empire is Sela. So Tasha Yar's character.
Yep.
That was one of the very few times they took a deep dive into Romulan culture. And I loved it. And I really feel like I hate I'm saying this because you had an entire movie devoted to Romulans and Remus, but that being Star Trek Nemesis. But there's just not enough that dives into the culture and the lore of the Romulan Empire for me. Dark Trooper says, why am I not data mining in a better system? Because I have a maximum warp range of warp 21, so this is where I can get to. Tyler, I've watched season 1 of The Orville, and I liked it. It's very Star Trek-y with like a Family Guy comedy spin on it. I have not watched anything more than that. To be fair, I still haven't finished Discovery. Like, I've watched 4 episodes of Picard, and I've watched 1 and plus seasons of Discovery. So, what we have is we actually have in Discord channels where we'll watch TV together. So if y'all ever want to do that, join the Discord. And just real quick, because I didn't plug it earlier, I know a lot of people don't use Discord a lot. So if you want to keep up with me more, I have made a Facebook page. There's a link in the chat and a link in the description, I believe. Join the Facebook page. You can keep up with me on Facebook through the new page, which is RD Pirate Gaming. Mostly Star Trek stuff, but I'll also basically share my YouTube videos and make regular posts there. So check it out. If you like Facebook, this gives you another way to follow me because not everybody wants to jump on Discord, and I get that. So. Let's see.
And his Facebook page is pretty awesome.
Demas says, I'll take a Romulan warbird over any Klingon ship. I mean, that's cool that you think that, especially the old school Romulan warbird that actually had the red warbird painted underneath. That was beautiful. But for example, in terms of scenes in both the series and the movies, you cannot do better than the Katinga and the D7. Like, go to Star Trek 1, and that movie was not very good. But the scene with the 3 Star Trek battle cruisers coming through, the music behind it, the music score, and then the overhead of the ships, it is gorgeous. Better than any Romulan shot in any series or movie. Any. Unbeatable. And what makes it even better is that's the ship that the Romulans bought from the Klingons and gave the Klingons cloaking devices. So I know that ship may not be the best for everybody. It's the Bordeson game and the Katinga and everything, but that is the ship. Great scenes, great models, love it. Realistically, stupid. Literally like shoot one phaser at the neck, ship go bye-bye.
I'm pretty sure the best part of Star Trek.
Sorry, Rick, what ship was that? My wife was talking.
The Katinga or the D7. The Katinga was a refit of the D7. Let's see, Truck says, why, oh why does the Katinga look identical to the Bordeson in the game? Well, that's kinda goes to Star Trek. Now, technically the Bordeaux is not what it is in the series. In the series, the Bordeaux is a ship in Star Trek Enterprise, and it's another ship. It's a Vorcha class battlecruiser, if I recall, in DS9. But the Bordeaux is basically the D7, and the Katinga is the Katinga. The Katinga was simply a bigger refit of the D7 class. So get your nerd on. See, Misty, I don't need books. It's all memorized. Sadly, it's all memorized.
I don't need books. It's all memorized.
Demas is right. The Deterex class warbirds are massive. They're gorgeous. And then they get blown up by one Defiant flying through those open nacelles and wings and just dropping quantum torpedoes on it. So, kind of a big design flaw. But I do love the Romulan technology, the fact that they use the singularity as their core. Awesome. I mean, just, there's so many cool things about the Romulan Empire. There's just some things that weren't enough. Like, it really annoyed me that the Romulans only got one ship. They basically got the Dedederix class, and that was it. Everybody had more than one. The Cardassians had the Hideki, the Galore, the Keldon, that really big one, I forget what it's called. It's like a massive like space station fighter, similar to the Dreadnought of the Dominion. We see the Klingons with multiple types of Barrels and Bird of Preys, Vorches, D7s, Katingas, Nekvars, Coronars. You just see the Romulans with the freaking Dedederix. That's it. They build one ship. It really annoyed me.
It wasn't until Nemesis until they got a Valdor.
Yeah, they got the Valdors, and then the Valdors got their butts kicked. So that always bugged me. They did, yeah. I mean, in Picard, they do have a new ship. That's true, but even then, we're talking about one new ship.
It's because the rest were all cloaked.
Yeah, the rest were all cloaked.
It's because they tell Shah they're all
You think
secret.
about it though, Rev. If you want to get nerdy, how much does Starfleet actually know about the Romulans? For all we know,
Okay, fair, but here's a great example. The episode we were just talking about, when the Obsidian Order and the Tal Shiar team up to go fight the Dominion. We would see other ships there. The Tal Shiar would have more than the Dedederix class ships, if there were. But they don't. That's all they bring to the fight. Is the Dedederix class. Now, I know realistically, this is simply only has to do with the fact that the production of Star Trek only had that model, and they did not make more models. Which is why you only saw the Galore for a very long time for the Cardassians, because they simply didn't. The production did not make more models. The Romulans just never got love. If they had more ships, we would have seen it with the Tal Shiar.
Romulans are my favorite.
Jesus Aguilar, and he's making a spoiler warning, by the way, of Star Trek Picard, of when all the Federation warships come up and there's that standoff with the Romulan ships. And he says that was very disappointing. They all show up in the same ship. I understand why some people find this disappointing. I actually finally saw the Federation getting more into a militaristic form of style ship. And you see this coming into DS9, where they're starting to design ships like the Akira class, like the Defiant class, that had one purpose, war. They were cookie cutter ships that they could mass produce. Now the Defiant got put on the back burner, obviously, but you still saw the Akira get mass produced. The Excelsior was used for like 200 years. So getting into that war-based cookie cutter ship actually follows what's very realistic. Look at real life navies. They cookie cutter destroyer classes. They might have slightly different add-ons, but they're all the same daggum ship. They don't go make 20 types of ship anymore. They don't make battleships anymore. They don't really make aircraft carriers. They make destroyers and submarines. And that's kind of what the Federation got to. They entered a state of war where war was a real thing all the time, so they made a war ship. And when it came time to fight, they warped in one warship. And I'll add this. One more reason why this isn't them being lazy. Because if it was a fact of them being lazy, then in Star Trek Discovery, in the very first season when they fight the Klingons, there's a ton of different ships there because the Starfleet was in a growing exploratory phase. It's a different phase. You move into Star Trek Picard, this is a more aged Federation. This is a Federation that's been at war for decades and decades and finally said, screw the whole Galaxy class, 1,000 civilians playing botanist in our cargo bay, and they went to actual warships. So I don't think it's production being lazy. I think it's simply showing where the Federation was at that point in time. And I'm okay with that. Yes, I still would have loved to see like a Sovereign class come in and just show that, hey, I'm the big badass. But, you know, that's where we are.
It's also a first season on a new show.
Different Romulan ships.
What was that, Misty?
There are 8 Romulan ships.
Okay. Dima says they used all the Miranda and Excelsior class ships in the Dominion War. Well, a fun fact about DS9 is DS9 is where CGI really started to become something that TV shows used on an everyday basis. So CGI had been around since the 80s, but it really only used in big production movies. So when you started getting that in TV shows, Star Trek people just went crazy with CGI. Nutso. So you started seeing, one, shields like disappeared. Phasers and torpedoes went straight to ships, but that's where you got these massive battles out of nowhere. So they were just copy and pasting Excelsiors and Mirandas and Galaxy classes and Peregrine fighters and Akiras later on into the show with CGI, and that's why you see so much variety, because from a production standpoint, it became easier for them to do, whereas in the Next Generation, you really believe watching the Next Generation that there's like 5 Federation ships in the whole galaxy? They're nowhere. How many days to the next ship? They're like 7 days away, Captain. What the hell? How do we have no ships anywhere? How do we chase the Borg to freaking Sector 01 and there's nobody there? Because there's no CGI.
Space is pretty big, though.
So, Rev,
Yeah.
you ready to know what the ships were that the Romulans had?
In what? Star Trek Picard?
No, in Star Trek.
Speak them out.
So they had the bird of prey, they had a drone ship.
So that was their warbird. The drone ship is from Star Trek Enterprise.
They had the Klingon D7 class battle cruiser.
Mm-hmm. But we never see those
Raider
later
class
on.
Warbird. They had the Dekala class Warbird. They had the Jitterex class Warbird. They had the Naraxon class. It was a Nemesis.
But I think the only ones we really see,
They had shuttle and a scout ship.
but we don't see those in the canon. You're listing off a lot of ships that are from non-canon sources. So the only canons, like if you go to Memory Alpha, you see the Romulan scout ship. You'll see the Snakehead, which is the one in Picard. You see the Dederics, the old bird of prey, and the D7s, and the drone ship. And that's it. That's the only ones listed in the current canon.
2358 and like 2351.
Yeah.
Because they all had, like, for science vessels, they had the Telelock, which was commanded by Dr. Telek Ramor. And that was the one where you met him in Voyager when they find the small wormhole and he comes to Voyager.
Mm-hmm. Thoughts on Discovery? My thoughts on Discovery are mixed. I like Discovery. It got better. Discovery had a real life issue with writers. That was a real issue for them. And it became a problem in how the season played out. I don't mind the take it took on the Klingons. I really don't. As production values get better, you want to see things improve. It's like there was even a few people who were mad that the Enterprise that shows up in Star Trek Discovery didn't look like the one from the 1960s. People, it's 60 years later. I don't want to see technology of literal button pushing and doors that were slid by rope. Like they open those doors with rope and with their hands. I want to see technology. I want you to use what's at your fingertips. So I didn't mind it. I thought the writing got better. And then season 2, what I've watched so far, definitely got better. And Picard was amazing, the 4 episodes I've watched. Yeah, Demas, I listed the scout ship that Senator Vernick gets murdered in. And he has also one of my favorite memes. It's a fake! I love that one.
I really wonder, though, if the Romulans ever stole the plans for the Scimitar and started mass producing them.
Well, if they did, we would have seen them somewhere? Like, what?
Possibly, but then it's like the supernova was like not too long after Nemesis.
Yeah, so I mean, you would figure we would see that. And like I said, my whole gripe about this is not that the Romulans suck. My gripe is that I literally don't see enough Romulan. I want to see more because I think their culture is awesome. It's not as good as the Klingons. Klingons are the best. But the Romulans are great. And I just love, I mean, I want to have a Romulan character I get to know. Like, I got to know Garrick. Like, I got to know Dukat, which were not only greatly written characters, but both played by perfect actors. I want to get to know a Romulan like that. And I haven't really gotten to.
Do you remember that episode in The Next Generation where Troy and Riker go down? I know it's like a subculture of the Vulcans and Romulans.
No.
And they live in like the Bronze Ages of like Earth history.
Yeah.
It sounds familiar, but the only one I remember similar to that was the one in, was it DS9, where the Klingons and the Romulans are living together on a settlement.
It's TNG, I think.
Yeah, because Worf has to go there and basically teach honor back to his people.
Yeah, that was TNG.
Yes, that was at Kittimer.
Yeah, and
it's season 6, I think.
Love that episode, and that's a brief glimpse into Romulans, but still not enough. And you know another thing that bugs me about Romulans? We only see Romulans in like one outfit until like Picard. They all wear the same generic outfit and haircut. At least the Klingons had varied haircuts, varied ridges, varied uniforms. I mean, varied weapons. That's the problem I'm saying. We see Romulans as like a cookie cutter race. Don't let me go crazy. Dima says that's the military, but that doesn't matter because the Klingons had their own military and still had rank, still had uniform differences, still had hairstyle differences, still had weapon differences, still had ship class differences. The Romulan military was all one daggone thing. One ship, one type of officer, one look. That's it. I just want to see more Romulan. I would love to see an actual Star Trek show that comes out that doesn't focus on the freaking Federation.
Thank you.
No offense to the Federation, but I've had Federation for 60 years. Give me something else. Give me Klingon. Give me Romulan. Man, give me a freaking independent, like Star Trek Fleet Command, that goes between the two. I don't care. Which Picard is kind of getting close to that, but it's not fully into that. Picard, don't get it wrong. Star Trek Picard is still very much a Federation show. It's showing you the darker side of the Federation. I want to see a true show that's not about the stinking Federation.
I like Cardassians. I want to see more Cardassians.
Well, I do want to see more Cardassians, but the Cardassians got a hell of a look in Star Trek DS9.
You did.
DS9 is just as much about Cardassia as it is the Federation.
That's what I say, Mark. I like the
Oh,
Obsidian order.
sorry. So it's season 3, episode 4, called "Who Watches the Watchers," and it's a proto-Vulcan culture worships Captain Picard and prepares to offer Counselor Troy a sacrifice.
Yeah. Kaylee, that is a hilarious picture you just put in Captain's quarters. Like,
I thought you'd appreciate it.
I'm going to put that one on the screen because that needs to be shared. So, 1 second. Screen.
That's perfect. Yeah. Because some of us can't see Captain's quarters.
Yeah, hey, donate like $5. You can see Captain's quarters, you lazy bums. Wait, did I say that out loud? Whoops.
Nope, never.
I should be able to see it.
Yeah, if you joined on YouTube, you have to let me know because I have to apply the privileges for you in Discord. Yeah. But yeah, somebody shared a unicorn Garrick, which I find freaking hilarious. That's amazing.
The face reminds me of Mr. Bean.
That is amazing.
He's such a great character.
Garrick is, if we're being honest, I'm ranking Garrick in my top 10 Star Trek characters of all time. I really am.
Oh, definitely.
And honestly,
Yeah.
Dukat needs to go there too.
Yeah, him and Dukat.
I know you said earlier, but he had amazing character development through the entire series.
Yeah. And I love, some of my favorite episodes of DS9 involve Julian Bashir and Garrick simply sitting at the lunch table debating the rights and wrongs and the validity of their individual empires. I love Garrick's loyalty and obsession with honor to the state, which is exactly how the Romulans should have been, by the way. Love that. And then the contrast that's Julian Bashir. Like when they're reading each other's greatest authors, love it. Love it. I love how Garrick condescendingly says, well, I knew, Brutus was going to betray Caesar in the first act. I'm like, yeah, it is kind of obvious, but he misses the betrayal because that's not his culture. That level of character development is so subtle, but is so important in making you appreciate a character later down the road.
See, here's what I liked about Garrett is it was okay, is he telling the truth or is he telling a lie? And you're like, I don't know.
But see, he answers that.
I'm in love with him from like the very first moment.
But he answers that
Those
though.
characters that you're like, Danny, I can't hate you. I have to love you the whole way through.
But see, that's the beauty of Garrick. Garrick answers that question for the audience. Julian asks him that question. And that question is not for Julian, it's for the watcher. Julian asks, what is true, the lies, or which is the truth? Is it this, or that? And Garrick looks him in the eye and says, all of them. Because the truth is, for Garrick, they were all true. And that's what makes his character so dadgum invigorating. And then he says, especially the lies. Favorite line of Garrick maybe ever. And he has a lot of great lines. it tells you more about his character and his race and the state of his empire than you in that one line that we ever see from the frickin' Romulans, which is sad because the Cardassians kind of got the love the Romulans should have gotten. That's one of the reasons that Garrick is so important, because that type of character development is so deep but so subtle. It's great writing. Great writing.
Yes.
What did you think about what they did with Quark the entire series?
I loved Quark, to be honest.
I love Quark, yeah, he's so funny.
Including how
Quark
they...
is one of those ones that you wanted to strangle, but then you wanted to kiss at the same time.
Like, I love how they made Quark grow. I love how Quark struggled with loyalty to his past and loyalty to his family and loyalty to and acceptance of ideals that were changing around him, because going from a culture that women are forbidden to wear clothes, speak to men, etc. And then his mom is the first one that we start, Moogie, is when we start seeing that change happen. And then we see it all change, where the entire empire is now accepting women. And seeing Quark adapt to that shows so many parallels to the United States and how some people are. And I think so many people miss that. Like, even fans of Star Trek who grew up like Quark miss the symbolism they're supposed to be seeing. Once again, one of the reasons I love Quark is because there's so many complex underlying themes to his character that people miss because they see him talking about root beer. And even then, the root beer scene between him and Garrick is one of my favorite scenes in Star Trek ever. The Federation is insidious because it's exactly like root beer. It's actually terrible, but if you drink it enough, you begin to love it. And that kind of is like root beer. It really is. If I try a new brand of root beer, I typically hate it until I had 2 or 3 of them. And then it's now my favorite brand of root beer. A&W, Barks, whatever. It's how the Federation
A&W
is.
is my #1 root beer.
And with him, the first time you actually see any real family dynamic with the Ferengi is with him on DS9.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And conversely, just going back to our theme of the night, we never see that type of dynamic in any Romulan family. Ever.
No.
The closest thing you see is that in that episode with Worf on Kittimer.
Yeah, but even then, it's split because that's a mixed family. It's a Klingon family and a Romulan family, so we never truly see Romulan.
I kind of wish, though, I wish they would have done more with Damar's character in DS9. Because I think he would have been a great character if they brought him in sooner versus leaving him for the last, 2 seasons here and there.
Yeah.
Because I think Damar was one of those other characters that's kind of like Garrett, that he was split between his people and what he thinks is right.
And by the way, all chatters, ask any questions you have, by the way. Keep going. I love talking Star Trek, so we kind of got sidetracked, but y'all can ask game questions. I'm sitting here in the background mining data for like the past 40 minutes. Nate says, did you ever hear of that Kickstarter initiative to do Star Trek Renegades like 2 years ago? I did. It got shut down by CBS and Paramount. So the man who played Tuvok, Nichelle Nichols, who played Uhura, Walter Koenig, a lot of these actors kept making fan productions of Star Trek movies. There's like 6, 7 good ones on YouTube. The production's not necessarily that great, but there's Prelude to Axanar, there's Renegades, there's one that I think Tommy Stevens is the director, I forget the name of it, but it's another good one based on the Federation Romulan War. Yeah, Daniel, right, Tim Russ. All those are really good, but CBS and Paramount basically came and shut them down, which I don't get. Like, Disney and Lucasfilms, I don't know how it is now. I know Lucasfilms used to not care at all. Please make as much Star Wars crap as you can because it makes our name bigger. CBS and Paramount shut that down. They're like, no, you're not making our name bigger. You're stealing our money. I was like, how? But yeah, they shut all that down. That's why you never got to see Tim Russ and them finish those movies. And they'd actually raised a lot of money for legit production. Sad times. Dima says that's what's so cool about it. Romulans are meant to be secretive. But that's not cool because you can be secretive, but there has to be something that gives the mystique. You can't have blanket secret. A good example is Garrick's character. How they never explicitly put him in the Obsidian Order for a long, long time. They built around the secret of what he was. And even to the end, it was still about the secret of Garrick. Who is Garrick really? What's his family? Was Garrick really the officer who betrayed his mentor, or was there another officer with him, or was he alone? We never find out a lot about Garrick, but we still got a lot of character from Garrick. We never get that with the Romulans. You can be super secretive and still build character.
Yeah, he's pretty much the Judas character.
But a very lovable Judas.
As far as we know, he could have betrayed his superior on an order.
Well, you have to remember, though, in DS9, you meet Garrick's father, and Garrick's father even says he betrayed him. Because they're stuck in the Dominion.
Well, look, remember, he was banished, supposedly, because Elam turned him into the authorities. That's what Garrick says. Elam was that friend of his. And then Anabran Tain says that Elam is actually Garrick's first name. We never get a straightforward answer from that question, ever.
No.
We never find out the real truth. And that's the secret. We're sitting here debating that 20 years later going, what the heck's the truth? That's how you do a secret. That is how the Romulans should have been.
I have a question for you. So, do you remember in DS9 when Kira gets kidnapped and is changed into a Kardashian, and they say she's supposed to be some lost daughter of like the head of the Obsidian Order?
Mm-hmm.
Now, just theory, but what if that lost daughter was Seska from Voyager?
Maybe.
Interesting theory.
Yeah. I'm always down for some theories.
What?
James says, is there anything coming up so I can finish getting the blueprints for my Vidar? James, there is actually a Vidar event going on right now. Where is it? At least there is for me. Where was it? I could have sworn I saw one. Oh yeah, it's a different breed. So right now I'm getting a possible 50 shards, but they've run this multiple times. The different breed event, they've run it several times during the Outlaw event, where if you spend materials, you get points to then go to getting Vidar blueprints. I don't know what level you are, but I'm level 24 and I see that event.
Wasn't there an auger question you said you were going to go back and answer to?
I did answer, but I'm going to answer it again. Yes, there are enterprises and an ISS jellyfish on my new server, but I haven't seen an auger yet. Also, poison ivy, very itchy, by the way. In case y'all wanted to know.
Oh yeah, how's your rash?
Itchy. Itchy.
Where'd you get poison ivy?
So I got it in my backyard. And the thing is, I've been immune to poison ivy my entire life. In the same backyard I grew up in, I was cleaning. So the backyard, I had to pull an old fence down. And that fence was like Wrigley Field, except with poison ivy. But we never cared because my whole family's been fine with poison ivy forever. So I went back there, cleaned up the fence, ripped a bunch of the old fence out, was redoing the yard, just trying to make it nicer because, you know, the kids are getting older and they need a backyard to play in. And then like 4 or 5 days after, I just started itching like crazy. And here we are. Yeah, I had no idea.
So I have something to tell you about that, actually. Your body changes on a 7-year clock. So things that you were not allergic to or bothered you 7 years ago might bother you now or might not bother you now if you're 7 years ahead.
Yeah. And see, that's what my doctor told me when I went in to see her this morning, was that when she turned 30, out of nowhere, she went to being allergic to sumac, ivy, oak, everything, where she had immunity. Yep. So I guess I just hit that cycle and it happened.
I used to be allergic to a lot of things, but now I'm not.
Yeah. Like I used to be in high school, I was lactose intolerant, and then I wasn't.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. I still am lactose intolerant. It does not agree with me at all.
I think the only thing that doesn't change is like medication. I think that's the only one that stays the same, but I could be wrong.
Well, I am data.
Well, if you're naturally allergic to sulfur products, you're going to have a hard time with some of the antibiotics, right?
Oh, my
like
husband's
if you're allergic to penicillin, that would be a problem. Yeah.
Well, Demas, I can eat ice cream now because, like I said, I'm no longer. I'm Data, who's on my server, says he became allergic to citrus in his 20s. That's terrible because I love citrus. That would be terrible for me. K-Flow says, when can I get more Paul Zhao shards? I listened to your advice and saved the red trophies to get more, but they limit how much you can redeem. So the point of saving the trophies is so that you can get the officer shards and save up for the 2,000 trophies you need to get the other turn-in for Crucible of War. The only current way to get Paul Zhao is in Crucible of War officer tokens and through an event store when they put him in there. That's the only way. So you have to save for those 2 events and just hope you get lucky. Welcome to the RNGesus of Star Trek Fleet Command. This is the way. Ooh, Rebecca hit me with a hard-hitting question that Scopely doesn't want me to answer. Is the Botany Bay upgrade worth $50? Anybody want to jump on that?
No.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
So we got 2 yeses and
I don't
a
think
no.
it's worth it anymore. Not anymore.
I said this. One,
Yeah.
it definitely depends on what level you're at.
True. If you're at a lower level, yes. If you're at 30 by now,
because
before they
maybe
revamped augment space,
My
definitely
my
not so much.
my answer no though isn't just about the Botany Bay. It's about pretty much spending in the game. Period.
Yeah.
So I'm not a very useful.
Well, I'll say this.
At this
You're
point,
jaded,
I'm a
it's
level
okay.
35. I'm jaded. I'm a level 35 already.
If I remember right,
and
Rebecca's
I
only
just
level
can't move
17.
forward without a ton of money.
What level are you, Rebecca? Miss Rebecca? I think you said 17, or is that somebody else? What level are you? Then I'll go further into that question. I'll say
it really depends
the good
on
thing
the
on the Botany Bay on that pack is it gives you uncommon plutonium, which you're 1, you're level locked, and 2, you're faction rep locked from getting. So it allows you to get your Botany Bay to what, tier 3-ish, 4-ish? Which gives you a
4.
big heads up. The pack essentially gets you to tier 4. And with you being level 18, you cannot do that until level 22 or 24. I want to say 22.
22 sounds right.
So
22, yeah.
you would essentially get a 4-level boost for $50. Is that worth it? That really comes down to you. The Botany Bay has one use, and that's mining data. And a year ago, I would have said that's not worth it. However, in 2020, we've had a lot of data events. And the only way to do data events is with a good Botany Bay. It's the only way.
Right, because otherwise you're doing it forever.
Yeah, so that in mind, if you want to spend $50 in the game, there's worse things you could spend it on. I don't like that I'm spending simply to get my Botany Bay to tier 4 and that's it. But for level 18, it would put you ahead of the game. So in terms of value, what it provides for you at level 18, it's a good value because it makes you stronger than your peers. And if we're talking about value of packs, that's what a pack should give you. Makes you strong against your peers. And at level 20, you're going to get offered a $100 pack called Prime Officers that does the same thing, but to a way better degree. And you can choose to buy that or not. And it's $100. And it's probably the best $100 you can spend, but it's $100.
Yeah, my advice is to buy the Officer Prime. That's the one thing I would always recommend people to spend money on.
Now remember TC, or I'm sorry, remember Haven, she probably doesn't see the Officer pack until she starts buying the $50 packs.
Yeah, that's right.
That's true.
Because you don't see the Prime Officer pack if you've never spent money in the game. You don't see it, I'm pretty sure, if you've spent $20 in the game. You have to reach a certain spending level before the Prime Officer pack even shows up at level 20.
That's true.
I've got people in my alliance that are 32 that still can't see it because they haven't spent much in the game.
Real quick, I'll also tell you this, Miss Rebecca. In terms of spending money in the game, if you just hit level 18, one thing you do need to buy before you buy Botany Bay, North Star. Buy the North Star.
Absolutely.
It is the best $20
So
you
worth
can
it.
spend in this game. The best $100 is the Prime Officer pack. The best $20 is the North Star. Buy that before you invest in the Botany Bay. You'll thank me later.
It's gonna be. I'm 29 and I still use my North Star daily.
Yeah.
Just so you know. I use it to swap nodes. I also use it to fasten my daily faction.
It's not going to help you on the data mining.
Cargo, but
it's not going to be on the
No,
data mining.
not at all.
But in terms of very fast 3-star mining. It's the best early base cracker until the Kamari. And those jellyfish that might be getting on your nerves right now, level 18, nah, you don't have to fool with them anymore. They're dead. They're gone.
Yeah, that North Star squashes them like a bug.
You get North Star to like tier 3, it starts wiping out jellyfish. Every jellyfish in the game can no longer touch you. In like 2 tiers. It's insane.
Well, except for the ISS.
Well, that doesn't count. We're not counting about that.
Yeah, that's a little big.
Yeah, we're not worried about the ISS. There was another question up here I want to grab. Let's see. James says not to distract from the Star Trek combos because he's enjoying those. But however, have you been able to figure out Mud's officer ability functions? What do you mean by that question? We know what his officer ability does. Misty, you need to put on Bush Talk. We've got your whole conversation in the background.
That's not me.
I know it's not you, but it's your roommate, your sister-in-law, your family, your friends.
No, that's not me.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm in my bedroom.
Oh, well, your mic was lit up, so I assumed it was you.
Nope, not me.
All right, well, whoever it was, we were hearing conversations.
I can monitor for your Rev. I'll see if I can figure out who it is.
Sure, thank you. Mercury, do they ever do the Franklin events to unlock it for free still?
Franklin, no.
I haven't seen a Franklin event on this low-level account, so I'm going to say no. I haven't seen one.
No, and for level 17, that ship is worth it if you keep up with it, but it is only
Now,
for
I've seen pack officers. I've seen pack officers for it. But that's it.
You can buy a pack. No event.
I wonder if I have the pack open right now. No, I just have Stella pack. I have a Devore pack.
Could be a minor.
Whoa!
Sunday as it comes out.
The Devore is $20 too? I could have sworn it was $40.
No, it's 20.
Okay.
It's always been 20.
But I'm not spending
The
$20.
Franklin's.
Oh, I have Armada Ultra Pack sitting back here. I didn't notice these. The Epic
Well, but
Armada
those have
pack.
always been there, though. That's the regular Armada pack.
They're not
like
always there for me.
Well, but I mean, that's not a exchange Armada.
Joe says the Devore is really good for $20. I would actually disagree. I don't think the Devore is worth $20. All it does is mine Latinum, which has an extremely low exchange rate, and it does nothing else. At least the North Star is multifaceted and does so much for $20. So if we're comparing ships, North Star $20, Devore $20, why spend $20 on the Devore when you can get the North Star for $20? So in my head, I'm calculating value and going, this doesn't make sense. I can't do it.
One against the other, yeah. North Star by all the way. But the Devore is not too bad.
But they're worth it if you want both.
I mean, the Devore is good. It's a free... It gets you free Latinum, I'll be honest. If you really want to get dedicated to the game, mining Latinum Tuesday through Sunday with your Devore sets you apart in the game. It really does. It gives you a leg up.
Yeah.
I just don't do it because
especially if you can combine it, you can get that little extra Latinum at that low level. That makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
Because then you can bypass some things.
But I'd rather do Armadas and my 30-day chest and get the Devore for free than spend $20. That's just me. I'd rather grind it for free.
That 30-day chest does take forever.
It does.
And you have to do it. You have to do it 6 times.
That's why you combine it with Armadas.
No, 12 times.
No, that's true. Or 12 times. Sorry.
Yeah.
You're right.
20,
Sorry, you're right.
Yeah, so I get a chance of it, I think, in Epic Armadas.
It'll take you a year, or just a touch over a year if you manage to get it every single day.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely can take a while.
If you do it just it does.
And don't forget, it also shows up in event stores. So you do get it probably about once a quarter show up in an event store.
Yeah.
Right. That's when I bought mine. When I noticed it was up, I was like, well, this is... And I had talked to you, I had talked to a few other content creators, and I was like, is this really worth it? And you were like, yeah. So I was like, okay, that's fair.
I mean,
I can do that one.
Getting the Latinum every day definitely helps, and it doesn't look good because the Latinum, it tears up like the... so the amount of Latinum you get when you were fine...
Leveling it is not as bad as leveling the Franklin.
But the Latinum and stuff you get is based on the tier and level of your divorce. So when you start getting like tier 7, the Latinum payouts actually start looking pretty decent. But when you buy the ship, you're getting like, what, 50, 70 Latinum for a day's worth of work, and it doesn't feel very redeeming.
Yeah, it's not.
It does grow into a decent
but
amount.
At 17, 50 Latinum could do a lot.
It really can.
Right? Not at 40. But
It still doesn't do a lot. But once you get it up in level, it starts being a little bit more valuable. I can't believe somebody hasn't come hit my OPC. I'm sitting on like, gosh, 40,000 OPC on this botany bay.
I actually got 244 full cargo on my botany bay just now on 43.
K-Flow.
if I was on your server, I would come help you with that.
Yeah, I wouldn't gripe. K-Flow, so is Mud's ability an answer to Yuki? No, it's not. Mud's his officer ability is useful if you get targeted in an armada and for long fights. It needs long battles, but it is not an answer to Yuki.
And the battleship.
Yeah. So you need it in a big hull ship, which is going to be like an auger. And then you also need it in a long fight, which is going to be an armada or a big hostile. It is not a PvP answer. It's not a PvP answer. Also, so somebody asked, what is the Bortus best for? Bortus is a good base cracker, but more importantly, the Bortus stays useful up until like level 34 for mining hostiles. Explorers are the easiest hostiles to mine and will farm.
It's a good grinder.
You can grind out a lot of hostiles with the Bortus. Hey, Miss Teresa, how you doing?
Yep.
That's what I'm doing right now.
DJ, what's a good crew on a 1.5 million Sally versus a 2 million Enterprise? Ooh, that's a tough one. The Enterprise at 2 million is probably only tier 2. It's still really, really weak. So I would recommend running Kirk, Spock, Khan if you got it. Run morale to give the Sally a little bit extra life, and then Khan so that you hope, because the Enterprise fires more weapons, that you're going to get better crit chances and that your big gun goes off. That's what I would.
Wouldn't you want Marcus?
You want it to last.
If you have a Max Marcus, I doubt somebody sitting on a Max Sally, which is what DJ has earned a Max Marcus at this point. Generally, only whales have a Max Marcus, because Marcus and Shar are only good maxed. That's it. Just like American Crow. Great officers for anti-Fed if maxed. Marcus, very useful now against Enterprises if maxed. You got like a 200% Marcus? Don't waste your time.
Not max, like for that 2 million, you only need like a 400%, unless they're running like a 5 of 10 or a Zell. The booster stats.
DJ Vlad says a con alternate.
Or they're running Spock.
A con alternate. If you don't have a decent con, you could run. Now it depends on what your morale is. If your morale is strong, Bones and Spock are both close to max or max. Bones is Captain, Spock Kirk. For Saladin has become probably the top PvP at high-end fights. You can also run Decius, but only if your Decius is at least 8%. A 6 or 7% increase for a Saladin is not enough because a Saladin doesn't fire enough. Now, but an 8% increase on a 1 million crit for the big gun is actually really big.
That's a lot.
But you're only doing that once every 3 rounds. So you need a Decius that's very large to justify it. I would say don't run...
Decius would be what, 3 or 4?
Yeah, that'd be a tier 3 at least. Don't run Yuki versus an Enterprise. Yuki is not... If that Enterprise has Kirk, Yuki is pointless. Will not help you.
I only use Yuki against Romulan ships.
Yuki works great against the ISS Jelly and against the Augur.
Yeah.
Is Livis useful all on an Augur?
The Augur gets the double whammy from Yuki from her both her abilities.
Yeah. Now, I will say, you can use Yuki if you want against an Enterprise with Marcus and Nero on an Augur. And if it's a lower level Enterprise, you might get it down due to a 15% shield drain plus the shield mitigation bonus that you're getting from Marcus. So there's a little bit more of an argument there, but still not as much. There's better crews you can run.
But you can do it with the D4 too. Yuki Marcus, you can pelt down the Enterprise's shields.
Yeah, but then you get into the fact that D4 just sucks.
So once an Enterprise reaches, what, tier 5, that percentage completely outmatches Yuki's numbers.
Yuki is good. I'm not even going to say good, because I feel like that'd be a real mistake. Yuki is still usable against low-tier Enterprises. When it hits mid-tier or high-tier ranges, I wouldn't use Yuki past a tier 4 Enterprise. I would.
Tier 4 would be what, about 3.5 million?
About 3 million. Not 3.5.
What's the ability percentage, though? That's what I'm caring about.
Well, it doesn't matter. Yuki's percentage
tier.
is always 10% because it's a cap.
Yuki's is, but what's the Enterprise's at levels? That's what I was wondering.
3 million's about a tier 7.
He's talking about the shield regen levels. Like mine, I think max, I'm at 22%. Let me pull it up for you real quick.
Because it needs to be tier 7 to overcome a D4. Because I went against a D4, I was running Yuki, Marcus, and Gorkon. It stripped my shields down, and I have a tier 6 Enterprise.
Yeah, because it's based on levels. I'm going to have to do it. And let's see, we said tier 4, right? Whoops.
That's 4 or 5, I think is what 5 is what I was.
Because 4 is where I would stop. And remember, it's based on level. So a level 20 Enterprise is getting a 12% regen.
So can still be adjusted by Yuki a little bit.
Yeah,
Hey
but
guys, I'm gonna go to bed.
at that point, you're really running a negative.
Night.
Yeah.
Good night.
Yeah, you're really running a negative at that point. That's what I said. At tier 4, when it's getting 12%, you're never going below that. So Yuki's never able to compensate for it. At 10%, you're drawing.
Bedtime for me too, guys.
Night. At 10%, you're hitting like a wall where you're not growing or lowering. So you're still not going to take the shields down with Yuki. You're going to take it down through pure damage, which requires a super long fight, which is still not the point of Yuki. Because remember, the Enterprise is every time the ship gets hit. So if you have more weapons, like you're fighting it with a D4 or a D3 or a Augur, that 10% is not making up for it. Because Yuki only does a 10% per round. So if the Enterprise gets hit twice, that 12% just became 24%.
What about Livis and the Augur? Is he useful at all?
Livis, I meant to make a video about this a week and a half ago, but I haven't yet. Livis got a buff that was not put in the patch notes. Livis's percentage now actually matches Spock as he grows. So, Spock starts off at 25%, I think, 75%, and grows, and then eventually gets 750. So you now actually have Livis matching that, or Vimit, Vimit matching that, whatever's the shield depletion one. I'm blanking at the moment because I'm talking, but now he matches Spock. So he's a little bit more useful, but still not enough to strip an Enterprise.
No, but I mean Livis, the one that buffs the hull. Is he useful?
I don't really like hull boost because
50% extra hull.
Yeah, but if we're fighting an Enterprise, that doesn't really help you that much because the Enterprise isn't going after your hull. The Enterprise is, it's an explorer. So it's an accuracy boat. So
well, that's not armor. That's hull.
But that hull is a base value increase. Are you really getting that much hull?
That's a good question.
What we have found, because almost every officer ability works on my base number, not a total number. So because Scotty's like this. I used to think Scotty was great on my North Star, the green Scotty, because he gave me an increase to my hull health, and it was noticeable. But it was a base number. And it doesn't
stack the Cadet Scotty either.
It doesn't. Well, or you mean Cadet McCoy. But
no, Cadet Scotty, with the extra, the 10% he has for Captain, and then the 10%
I've actually never used Captain Cadet Scotty, probably ever in my life. I've only used him for warp. But
yeah. Well, the North Star had such a high hull, I tested it out to see if it was effective.
Yeah, so it's just not...
Doubling up.
I have found that the best loadouts that you can find in this game do one of two things. They either, one, affect mitigation or one, affect attack, not buff yourself. So the different, like morale is technically buffing yourself with a shield buff, but what that buff is actually doing is giving you more mitigation longer because your shields stay up. So the best things to go for in this game are not things that buff your ship hull-wise. They either buff attack or they buff mitigation. Those two are the ways to go with officers. So you got things like Kumak, which buffs your stats. That too is buffing mitigation. Thank you, Angelo, for the $10 donation. I appreciate it. So if you ever wondered how Kumak works, because a lot of people talk about the stat boost of like the 300%, every time that stat increases is actually giving you more defense and hull every time the stat goes up. So the percentage, even though it locks at 300%, it's still 300% of this number. So if you start getting to like 20,000, you're still getting a massive boost to your total health, which is shield or defense, which would be your mitigation. So you're getting a total boost, which is why Kumak works so much better captive than Nero. Because Nero does what? He boosts your attack. But you get a massive mitigation boost using Kumak because of his ability to grow the officers. It's also what makes Bones so good, because Bones lists those stats, and that makes, now we've got Spock doing 1,000% shield regeneration because he's pairing up with Bones' ability, increasing mitigation length. So mitigation is the top way to load out officers. Attack is the second way, which is why the Gorkon crew is the second best, and why the Burning crew is still lacking because it hasn't fixed its proc rate yet. Long-winded answers. Long-winded.
I found Bones wasn't increasing my mitigation after 100 rounds.
You hit like a max. Well, one, after 100 rounds, the battle is over. Yeah, the battle doesn't go on anymore. But yeah, Bones is giving you a pretty big increase up until that point. But the big thing with Bones is pairing him with Spock, because Spock goes, now these are both maxed, but Spock goes from a 750% regen to an over 1,000% regen, and that other 250% makes a big difference. K-Flow says that's cool, but are they blowing smoke with the idea of getting a free epic or rare ship? What are you talking about? I don't know what you're referring to. Skippy says, I just built my Horizon, but wondering something. I still mainly use my Max Northstar to compete my mining daily since I have a 10 of 10 to compete them quickly. Why would I use the Horizon? You wouldn't yet. If you load them out correctly based on health stats, the Northstar will outperform every ship mining 3-star until a faction miner at about tier 5 or tier 6. So the Northstar will outperform you in terms of quickness harvesting your dailies over the Horizon. Horizon's still a great ship, and you can do both at the same time. And the Horizon's going to be a much better raider because you can get that Horizon pulling in over 1 million cargo every time you hit a base. But in terms of what mines faster, the Northstar is the fastest 3-star miner until you get a very expensive faction miner. Very expensive, by the way. I feel like I got to keep reiterating this. A very expensive faction miner. Taking like an Antares to tier 6 is hundreds of millions of resources and thousands of uncommon. It's expensive. Paul says the Horizon lets you sleep on nodes for hours. Sure, it does because it has a higher protected cargo, but that's not the point. If you're talking about completing dailies and doing it faster and more efficient, the Northstar is far superior to the Horizon. Yes, the Horizon has more protected cargo. We know that. We can leave it overnight. We're not saying leave your Northstar overnight. But if you want to log in and complete your dailies in like 30 minutes to an hour, the Northstar is going to do it. The Horizon, you're going to have to leave out all day and hope nobody touches it. And I'm going to come touch it because you're probably going to go OPC. And then you're going to get mad at me because I touched your precious Horizon and now it's dead. But you left it out. It ain't my fault. Don't blame me. Hey, Data, I see you sneaking in here with your mic wide open. I hear your music, so I know you're there. Speak up, son.
Oh, damn, bro.
What's up, man?
Yep, we could hear it.
I saw you message me a question. Why don't you just ask it since you're already here? Because I haven't opened my messages yet.
Alright, I keep hearing Nero is bugged.
He's not bugged. He's not bugged. He simply does not proc as often as Kirk does with morale. That's the issue. So what you run into, especially as a higher level, which you're spending those amazing greenbacks to get a higher level. So when you get to like the Augur's main weapon, the Obliterator, relies on having burning active. So the problem with Nero is, Nero's proc rate does not keep the Obliterator weapon every time it needs to fire. It's actually every other time, just about. Whereas the opposite happens with Kirk. Kirk keeps morale going so much that the Enterprise's shield regeneration ability basically never turns off, ever. The Obliterator weapon for the Augur does not get that same boost, which then immediately makes the Augur less effective than the Enterprise. So it's not that Nero's bugged, he's simply not as good as his counterpart, Kirk. And he should be.
I hope that gets fixed.
Yeah, we all want to get fixed.
What about running Kirk?
Okay, real quick. K-Flow says, Rev, have you ever heard of anyone getting the full amount of ship blueprints from a rare Epic Armada? Yep. several times. I've seen Centurions, I've seen Bortus, D4. I'm trying to think a couple other ships. There was I think a level 32 ship one. I haven't seen a full Enterprise one. I have not won an ISS Jelly, but I've gotten like 30 ISS Jelly blueprints, so it was a really good haul. So yeah, it is possible. Very, very low chance, man. Very low chance, but it does happen.
It's higher than a epic ship though, for sure. I've seen more full pulls of ISS Jellies than any.
Yeah.
I haven't even seen an epic full pull at all.
Yeah, I've never seen an epic full pull. I've seen rares, which the ISS Jelly is a rare. And now that you mention
I've
it,
seen like
I think somebody's
20.
put a couple of those out there. But point being, your chance of pulling an epic, super low. But to also be fair, it costs 180 faction credits for all of the epic ships. So literally anything you can get to help out, even 5 BPs, is huge. Huge.
That's why I have 12,000 epic credits. I'm not using any of them until I reach level 38.
Yeah.
Because I want the full pull chance for a jelly.
Outright buy a Mortis.
Yeah, I mean, buying a Bortus is cool, just maybe not. Don't do it. Maybe don't do it.
I mean, my faction's negative 1 million.
That's not that big deal, man. Trust me, you can grind that back out. It seems like a lot, but man, I've gone like, when I try, I can go through 200, 300,000 on my main account in a day. I just don't try enough. Too busy goofing off with you losers. By the way, I have to give a shout out to Shinjo, because apparently Dark Lord Zeno was coming to take my OPC and Shinjo intercepted it with his Vakla. So thank you. I don't want to go home because then I have to send my North Star back here to kill the hostile that farms, the bounty hunter. Brassman says super low, it's 0. It's technically not 0, but it's probably like 0.001%. So it will happen one day, but the odds are very low. So I guess technically it is 0 because 0 is part of it. And I'm not making a joke, by the way. There are RNGs in this game that are 0.0%, like 0.01. You have like a 1%, less than 1% chance of getting it. But that's the game. You chose to play it. Victor, when someone attacks my stations, my 3 platforms fire 4 times per round. Any chance to increase that somehow, or the amount of damage, other than research? No, it'll naturally increase as you level up. Eventually, you'll start firing 5 times, and if you notice, back at level 16, they fired 3 times a round. That's what makes whales so hard to crack. Is whales will have 5 or 6 guns, and they'll be firing like 5 times each. That's once again why I bring up mitigation. That's why mitigation is so important. Another thing you learn about ships and stations as you level up is that they fire more, a lot more. In fact, that's what makes the Tribune so ridiculously overpowered. The Tribune can start firing like 17 times a round. So mitigation becomes important because it doesn't matter if they're firing at you if you're mitigating their damage or you're mitigating their ability to take your damage. So that's why mitigation is such a big thing. It's why 5 of 10 is basically Zao and et cetera, et cetera.
What's a good mitigation number? Is it like 70?
71.2, I think.
That's the top mitigation. A good mitigation number is getting it down to like 30%, which a max Zao can do and a 5 of 10 with a partner can do in a long fight. So that's what makes Zao so stupidly strong. Like my Zao is only 160%, but I can take on ships 1,000,000 strength stronger that aren't running Zao and win, like Enterprises and Jellies, because his mitigation gets so strong in those long fights. So longer fights, more rounds, more guns firing. Battles just get a little bit more complex at the higher levels. Rebecca, I play 4 accounts currently. I have played on probably a dozen servers. Like I've gotten on, talked to the people, but I only currently play on 4 accounts. I just simply cannot manage more than that. You see me, I've literally been streaming for almost 2 hours doing this one daggum event on this one account. So I just don't have time to do them all. But I do try, so I can provide different perspectives. Like level 24 is completely different gameplay than my level 37 account. Not even close. Way different. Also, hit the join button or donate on PayPal, Venmo, so that you can help raise the children that I decided to birth. Apparently that was a very expensive ordeal and I was not warned. Yeah, feed the kids.
Wait, but how did you birth the children? I thought that was the job of your wife.
Oh, it's 2020, man. Quit asking questions.
Okay, all right. Just I didn't figure they had gotten around that problem yet.
Yep. Hey, man. They figured out
Haven't you
cloning
seen
and
the movie,
petri dishes.
Junior?
Cloning and petri dishes got figured out in the 90s. The whole morality clause police came in and shut it down. But we can do it. We can do it. No offense.
Haven't you seen the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, Junior, with Danny DeVito?
Oh yeah.
Brandon says the Borg shards coming back. They're back now, Brandon. Dang it. Alright, I finally finished Master Surveyor. I think I'm almost done. Oh, Jesus. Oh. I basically have to do this for another 2 hours if I want to finish the top of Master Surveyor.
Good God, you get 400k points? That sucks.
Well, I need to actually go start mining G3 is what I need to be doing. Or mining Latinum. That is a lot better than decoded data.
You can still steal Latinum too, I think, for it.
Xenu trying to come here? I'm leaving. Get out of here. we're warping home. We got what we came for. Yeah, Brandon, I don't know what level you are, but on level 24 I have an event called A Different Breed, and this is run several times now. And as you can see, my rewards are Vidar blueprints. I assume that's the Borg shards you're talking about? Or were you meaning officers? If you're meaning the ship is here. If you're meaning officers, we'll wait for another event store, which, if there's an Outlaw Arc 3, maybe they're there. Sorry if I added confusion and you got excited. I thought you were talking about the Vidar.
Rev is Shinjo muted still.
Wait, me?
I don't think Shinjo's muted. Oh yeah, Shinjo is muted. There you go.
He muted himself.
Okay. By the way, hey Cass, saw you sneak in. Love you. All right, I gotta get back to questions. Rebecca says, are faction ships only found in faction stores? No. You can grind out. Okay, hold on. Slow down. Some yes, some no. The level 26 ships are only found in Armada chest and the faction store. The level 28 ships can be ground out in hostile space. Example, you can go to Kaisu and farm Centurion blueprints. You can also farm level 32 ships, the Burrell, the Gladius, the Intrepid. A little bit more difficult, you gotta get much higher level. The epic ships, you cannot grind until you're in dark space, and then at that point you don't need it anyway. So 26s and 36s, 34s, no. 28s and 32s, yes.
There's also where you can get Mayflower prints from missions.
Yeah, you get like a handful. It's really not that many though.
Yeah.
You can get 5 Enterprise blueprints from a mission too, which, I mean, it is nice. That saves you several thousand faction points, but it's still nothing that makes me go, oh my god, it's amazing! Okay, Federation Escort wants me... Federation... One, I'm going to put Federation Escort on blast here live, because he sends me a message in-game, and what it said. It's not loading up. There it is. Could you please read AC for my question? Too much work to retype. So Federation Escort, one, you're getting scolded for being lazy. You're being lazy. One, I'm not trying to monitor game for questions, by the way. This is what Discord and YouTube is for. But we'll do it because we love you, you lazy, lazy man. I'll scroll up and see if we can find Federation's question. What status are you with Federation? Because they you're talking to data there. How far I gotta scroll back? All right, you're gonna have to retype it because I don't see a question. You're talking to data is the only question I see. So, Federation, stop being lazy. Next question, Paul says, is there any truth to the idea that waiting and opening loot chests in large amounts gives better results? No.
No.
It's just a theory and a rumor that we came up with a year and a half ago, basically in the hope that we would get better drops, and it's not true. So, we have not found any evidence that is true.
Yeah, the devs just kind of laughed at us on that one.
I wouldn't say.
But if you put on your tinfoil hat, spin 3 times, jump twice, you have a
Here's the thing, though.
30% chance of getting a better pull.
They change the drop rates, though, all the time. So sometimes you'll have a better drop rate in one month than you will in another. That has nothing to do with the amount that you're pulling. That is them manipulating the actual box itself and how much it turns. And they do that. They've done that several times, actually. They don't like that I say that, I don't think. They probably don't want you to know that, but they do that all the time. They also change your refinery rates in the background all the time.
No, I'm pretty sure I recall Panic stating that.
Yeah, well,
they do it.
He probably wasn't supposed to say that, so. Oh, let's get some more questions because we have a bunch.
What?
I like my tinfoil hat method better.
Tinfoil hat. Hey, I made a tinfoil hat. It was a great episode. I love that one. I truly want to know what Scopely thought when they saw my rant that came out, where I went to tinfoil hat mode. I really wish I could have seen their faces.
Probably thought you lost it eventually.
Yeah, it's. Next up. Nura says, Rev, hit me up on server 26. We are doing a lot of Stella and Rogue faction testing, and my Outlaw research is way up there. I can't hit you up on server 26, but you can hit me up on Discord. I don't have an account on 26.
You should come to 26.
Oh my gosh, I don't want 5 accounts.
Hey, TC. Well, with an invite like that, dude, you can't turn that
TC
down.
is... TC...
Are you kidding?
You down many times.
Rev would just blow up.
I know. I
Where's
don't,
my 10-minute warning?
I don't have enough money to be deadly in 26. It's way too late. Hey, Henry, how you doing, buddy? It's way too late. Caesar wants to know where you can grind Morel blueprints. Level 39s. So that would be not Morska. What's that deep one in here?
Bamoth?
No. Oh, I don't use Bamoth. I use where is it?
Tygo Core.
Tygo Core. Yeah, Tygo Core and Mimpa.
On the right.
Tygo Core and
Down to
Mimpa,
the right,
or yes, right down.
Tiger Core is down and to the right.
Tygo Core and Mimpa are where I do my Klingon grinding, and that's where I've gotten Burrells. Brassman says you can get them from 34s enough. You can get them from 34s, but remember, drop rates for rare items increase the higher the level difference. So like if you're level 32, you're going to get better results killing 39s to drop Burrells than you are getting 34s to drop Burrells. Keep that in mind. So the more difficult it is, the better chance you have of getting a better box.
And just remember that to be successful in Tygo Core, you really need Pike.
Yeah, you do. If you don't have Pike Moreau, don't bother with trying to go for high levels. There's a big jump. And then there's an even bigger jump when you get to like the level 40 ships. Huge jump. Hey, can I read these bases right here? Ooh. Oh, I can't read that one, but I can hit this one. Ding dong. Ding dong.
Love a good base raid.
Ding dong. I'll start that.
Knock, knock, knock.
Is that alliance named the TC Accord?
Yeah, it is.
I have an alliance.
You do. K-Flow says, how can I know when they change the refinery rates or the Armada chest rates? Well, there are several people over the past 2 years who will literally track every pull they do over months' time. And we've seen it change. So like what a level 20 can pull in the refinery now is different than what a level 20 could pull in, say, March of 2019. So they've changed it several times. And sometimes it goes up. Like, you know, like a month and a half ago, everybody was going crazy. Oh my God, the refinery's giving me like 20 uncommon a day. And now it's back to giving like 7. If everybody notices that, that means it increased. If everybody notices it go back to 7, that is because it changed for everybody. Man, this is fun. What other questions do we have? Paulo says 2 hours of live and his North Star is not mine a single piece of 3-star. Well, Paul, because I'm not doing that mission right now. And I could have done that. But here's why I'm not doing it. Because you're trying to be a little smart ass. I love you, Paul. But the reason I'm not mining, and I would do it with my North Star, is I actually don't want to finish that daily. Because I don't want to progress my rep too high at level 24 to where I can't do anything. Because then the hostiles get too hard.
But
so that's why I'm not mining.
All you do is you just don't collect it.
Then why
I just
do
crossed
it?
the 5 million mark on mine.
Then why do it?
You can still mine, but you just don't collect that
No,
daily.
I have my lowest is 60,000. I do 1750 pulls twice a day. I'm not going to mine if I don't need to. And I don't care about the bonus refinery.
Yeah.
Y'all can oogle and Google for 3 months and like blow your load every time their bonus refinery comes out. I don't care. I'm not doing that every day. I play this game from perspective of the time that I spend, what value am I getting? The reason I've been mining data for 2 hours is because I'm competing in the Outlaws arc. That's it.
Yeah.
And that Outlaws arc, by the way, is going to get me more uncommon than that stupid bonus refinery ever does. So
I do stockpile the 3 stars because my
hey,
alliance
I got no problem with anybody
the
doing
other
it.
galaxy goes to war.
I'm just not doing it.
Right. No, it just means that during the times that I'm at war, I don't have to mine and make myself a target.
Yeah.
So I can refine daily, no problem, because I have a large stockpile, as in little over a million plus of each of the 3-star materials, just sitting in the background, so that when I go to war, I don't have to worry about it, and I can just go hunting.
Yeah, I've got like 3 million of each of them a bit. I'm okay for a bit.
All right, so I just got asked.
I need to hurry up and get triple lock so I can do that.
I like this question from Mercury, and I'll answer. It says, how many times do you hit OPC or end up targeting a certain alliance for raids because they always want to share, just to have them to want to go to war? Has happened a couple times. And what I will say has happened is now refer to the screen and look at the war record number. Please come to war with me. And I don't care if you're 3 times my size. I'll beat you with tactics and knowing what the heck what I'm doing. You won't mind, and I will pester and piss off every low-level member you have to where they leave your alliance. I don't need to beat the level 39. I need to beat every level 24 through 26 and 28 you have. And if I make them mad, your alliance starts falling apart. I have all these people come to me all the time. Hey, this big whale alliance is mad. I don't know of a single whale alliance that has only whales in it. It's still majority lower-level people. You want to win a war? You use tactics, you track kills, you kill miners all day, you kill ships floating, and then you drain all of their bases. And then you never lose a war. And then guess what? They stop trying to go to war with you. I haven't had a war in like a month and a half.
I like that one video you guys did.
Yeah.
Sadly, the tactic, you got to pick on the smaller players in the alliance.
It is.
Sadly, the tactic.
Yeah, you don't worry about the
Got the
fact
bad
that John Brown has a 4 million enterprise. Screw John Brown.
But see, can I say something? This is exactly why the game is designed as an alliance, because you have to be aware that everything you do is going to affect the other people in your team. And that's what holds the whales in check. So without that, they would run rampant.
Yeah, they have to, because here's another thing about whales. One, and that's just a general statement. One, whales are usually successful people, and successful people are typically arrogant, and successful people typically want to be the best. There's nothing wrong with that. But that also comes across in the game. Whales don't want to be the rank 14 alliance. They want to be number 1, number 2. And you can only do that if you have a full big alliance. You are not rank 1 with 20 whales. You're rank 1 with 20 whales and then 50 just good players. So you want to beat a whale alliance? Ignore the whales. Everybody gets obsessed with the whales. Who cares? John Brown's 4 million enterprise can one-shot you. Cool. Bubble. 15 minutes later, go kill all of his people. That's all you gotta do. By the way, Classic Balls, thank you for following the Twitch channel. I appreciate it, buddy.
I had a predicament where
You had a predicament?
TRV was literally keeping me in my base. I couldn't do shit. I'm sorry. What would you do in that situation where you're getting
Move my base.
Where you literally
Although
relocate.
It gets worse when you have like a 29 million.
Reload.
And then look, if they sit on you, simple.
They kept finding me.
Leave them alone for a day or two. It doesn't bother me to throw on a shield and then go snipe mine with a North Star to get my stuff done. Doesn't bother me. Because you're wasting your time hanging out with me.
Well, see, that's the thing. No, they did, but they would make it where like I couldn't send a ship out immediately.
No big deal.
Get a minor back. So they immediately-
And you can still do that, by the way.
Like anytime they moved with
Here's
me.
a quick trick. Quick trick. If they have a ship sitting on your base waiting for you to send the ship out so they can hit it as soon as it moves, use a Rialto to attack their big ship first and then warp your ship out. They can't track where that ship goes. Then they have to go look all over the freaking galaxy to find out where you just warped your ship. And if you need to, like, say, mine dilithium, go to Muraski, which is like a level 9 system. If you need to mine 3-star crystal, why not go to Narendra, which is hidden between Augment and Klingon space? Odds are that you're going to start annoying them through your persistence more than they can actually hurt you. It's all about tactics in this game. It truly doesn't matter what size they are because you have a shield. They can't hurt your base. And then you can just piss them off because you're flying around the galaxy and they can't do anything about it. I love doing that. Please chase me with your ISS Jelly. Please send your Kelvin. I'm simply going to hop around.
Please send your Tribune.
Yeah, I'm going to hop around. And the Tribune is beautiful, but it's slow.
Well, it was.
Yeah, it's no speed demon, that's for sure.
Now it's faster with the research.
And Paul is right. The toughest people to deal with in this game are not the #1 alliance. The toughest people are the griefers that are like 4 people in an alliance. You can't beat them.
Yeah.
You can't beat them. The only way to beat them is ignore them.
We got several of those on our server.
You just ignore those.
Every server has one.
Or
Every
you
server
win
has
them
griefers.
over so that they don't want to hit
Yeah,
you. and
one of
they
the
hit
two.
Everyone else, but except for you.
You either get them on your side or you simply block and ignore them because typically griefers and trolls only want attention. So if you don't give them the attention, they go find somebody to give them attention.
The funny thing is, like, the #2 alliance is usually the better fighters. They have to deal with the shit at the first alliance.
Oh, okay, we got more questions. A couple people have been asking about the spreadsheet that I use and if I would share it.
No.
It's not.
$9.99.
Here's what I'll do. Here's what I'll do.
A monthly fee of $9.99.
Because that spreadsheet was a lot of.
Shaking the black 8 ball, it says no.
Tell you what, I will share the spreadsheet design and I will let everybody have a blank copy of it if you are a member level. So if you support the channel, I will give you the spreadsheet. I'll give you the blank version so that you can then
There's
sort.
a good incentive.
There you go.
That's
Because that, and I'm only doing that because
That's
that
the
took time to make, and I love that spreadsheet. I use it for every war. Now you have to have somebody that's really nerdy and wants to track all that crap. But if you want to help out, PayPal, Venmo, hit the join button, whatever. You know, I'll add that to. I'll actually send the link out to all the members in the Captain's Quarters chat, and y'all can have that. That fair?
Yep.
Trucking chick's like over there mad because she hasn't signed up yet, but it's okay.
I'm not mad.
You're disappointed. You're like, I really wanted it. I really wanted it.
It's a poor single mom.
Oh, she's gonna play that card.
Now you're just
Tell
tugging
you
at my
what, if I've
heartstrings. Gosh.
I'll make
Okay,
a donation for her so she can get
I'll
it.
send you a box of goodies, Rev.
Okay.
I'll be busy this weekend. I'll send you goodies.
But I'll also say this. There's other trackings we do. Like, I can show you the spreadsheet that my main alliance, Obsidian Order, uses to track player activity. And it's real simple. We track how they're active in alliance leaderboard events, and once a week we track their power growth. It doesn't matter if they grow 20,000 or a million. But simple spreadsheets we've made to make the game easier. So, if y'all want
Help
all
Center
that,
is also
we'll share that. Now I'm looking for that sheet. Where I've got it hidden somewhere. My drive, folders. Where did oh, wrong. I'm in the wrong one. I have too many Google Drives.
Same problem I have.
Yeah, I've got one for my football stuff, gaming stuff, personal stuff.
Wait. Are they separate drives or are they folders in your drive?
No, it's separate drives because I have multiple emails for different businesses.
Yep. You and me both.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's not that bad to keep up with, I guess, but it does take keeping up with. Alright, just do a search. So, like, I've got the FCC Lacars missions. Really am blanking on where I have that thing saved, though. When was the last time we used it? Do y'all remember?
Probably that video, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was like a month and a half
remember.
ago.
Potential now.
It was when you did that 1 hour war.
Yeah.
Thought.
Let's see. Oh, here it is. Cool, found it. I just renamed it to what the alliance was named that we were at war with. So, STFC war spreadsheet. Aaron Stevens, thank you for the $10 super chat. I appreciate it. It says, this is to get Trucking the spreadsheet. Well, guess what? Trucking gets the spreadsheet. Somebody specifically spent $10 to get Trucking the spreadsheet. So,
Nice. I'll use this space.
I know.
Bank those brownie points. They're worth it.
and what I will do real quick is I'm going to throw the blank up so y'all can see.
Got my chest. Sweet.
And so here is, if you've never seen it before, let's turn on the share system, also called display capture. Bam. All right, so this is the spreadsheet in all of its nerdy glory. And you can add more tiles to this and everything as you would need, but essentially we do a counter system. We have a sorting system, so we can sort by level, we can sort by base location, system. If y'all want to see what it looked like in the last war, I'll just hit all the undo real quick. And here's the undo. So like I had it sorted by level, so all the level 15s I can sort here. I sort in the columns A through Z. You see, I can see the 15s to the 20s. I can sort it by base location or preferably system. So I have the system sorted. We can sort it by the strength, and then we mark when we found them. I have it tracked. I've had it sorted by the date that we put the info in the system, and we can actually make that more specific. We can add specific notes and things like that. Just a basic good spreadsheet that's come in handy for a year's worth of wars so far. So if you want the spreadsheet, just let me know. And I'm going to be sharing that out later today. So all you got to do, by the way, is just take the blank and make a copy of it when you get it, if you're one of the supporters, and then you can do whatever you want with it. The formula bars for the sorting are already created. You don't have to do anything. You just got to put in the information when you're tracking. All right, let's get back to the questions. Okay, John says, how will I ever be able to get Borg shards again? Do I have to wait? Yes, you do. You have to wait for the event store or a Borg event. So I know you don't want that answer, but it's the truth. So you just have to wait. Let's see, Server 34 has an alliance with all members above 5.5 million. That sounds like a really small alliance, and guess what? Their miners aren't above 5.5 million. And do you mean their player levels, or they all have ships above 5.5 million? Because that's got to be a small alliance. Let's delete all this info.
Rev Caesar's asking what's the best time. He's a level 39. Brian used to kill Klingons.
Okay, Caesar. Wait, hold on.
Poor guy's been asking that 4 times.
Sorry. Is it the one where he is a Fed in Romlock, so all I need is Klingon? What is the best place in Rom space to grind for that? The best place? I will show you the system. It is my favorite place to go. Well, this is where I go. And I go to it because it's a hub system, so I can relocate there and just have at it. It is right here. Altania is where I go. So there's 2 reasons I go to Altania. One is explorer based, so I can use battleships, Bortus, Intrepid, Augur, etc. And second, it spawns 38s and 39s, which 1 gives me the highest I can get in the event scoring, and 2 gives me the best rep grind. Now, if you want to go pure rep grind, you will hit traders, and there are traders nearby, but I love that Altany is a hub system, so then you can use the 2 ship trick to put a ship out and then bring your main ship out, so then you don't have any bounty hunters hunting you. And to me, that's more valuable than me flying to a system with all these traders and then me having a really tough time and not dying. So Altany is my favorite system for doing that. Favorite system.
I second that. That's where I do all my grinding.
By the way, y'all let me forget the 2 bases we had have been well over 10 minutes. Oh, cool. Shield's down. Heck yeah, boy. We gonna raid on stream. Hell yeah. Get her done. Love it. Alright, so swap. We'll get out our big ol' envoy. Come on, big boy. And let's go finish cracking this bay.
Too.
I'll just do the 1 ship right now. I don't feel like doing all that. Let's see, the one above also did not shield. So we got 2 bases to raid here. Now that means I have to get the botany bay out. And by the way, since y'all been so helpful, if anybody can grab more questions while I'm raiding, because y'all know how I get when I'm raiding, this is all that matters in life. So...
Are you throwing those cords up in AC?
I wasn't, but I guess I have to share.
You don't have to share,
God,
but you're talking
no,
about
you
it.
just shamed me.
I know.
Good job.
Or you could just look on the stream
just
and
saying.
just the name.
I could've-
Sec, keep your friends close, keep your wallet closer.
And the ironic thing is, I'm probably not even going to join the raid because I've been under long shields. So.
Ooh, did he repair?
Looks like it.
Let's scan it. It says it's dead. I'm gonna send the Vocalist. Maybe my North Star just like had a limp moment. Like he didn't take his Viagra today and he just didn't work. Let's see.
Look at the battle log with your North Star.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Vocalist won pretty easy. Maybe my North Star just had a limp moment.
It happened.
Alright, so
What's a good Armada crew? Non-morale. Centurion tier 7.
Centurion tier 7, non-morale. You could be the one that runs Burning. So Kumak Nero
Burning.
and then Decius on the side. You could be the one that runs a mitigation run, which will mostly help you depending on which run you have. But like you can run 5 of 10 as captain and then run the attack officer, which is 8 of 10, and then run the DCS one 7 of 10 on the side, which would give you some stat boost to your officer and a mitigation change. Here's you a good one. Is the jellyfish still available on events? No. Every now and then it comes around, but there is no set time for when that actually happens.
And it's not available for high levels either.
Yeah.
I have never
I
seen
think
it.
like past level 20, you never see it again.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's one ship I would buy just for the stupid PvP events we keep getting. Just for fun.
Whoa. Why is this envoy only got 80,000? I got my small envoy out.
You picked the wrong one.
I'm surprised there hasn't been an ISS Jellies event, because normally there's one the second or third weekend. It's almost the 4th Saturday of the month. It's usually between like the
What's his name? Johnny won that.
10th and 15th is usually between.
By the way,
one in the ring.
K-Flow, what are you saying? I missed because you said I vindicated something, and now I'm going, oh God, what did I do? What did I vindicate? I will say DPO, this is an alliance I rate a lot. They have poor shield discipline, and they run a hive. They're great people. I love DPO. They are really nice, super friendly. Man, they do not have good shield discipline.
Well, at least they prescribe to the shield or share method.
Yeah, they do.
Like you hit me, my shield was down. Oh well.
Hey, TC just shielded. That sucks. I blame Haven.
How much you get out of it?
Only a few 100,000.
Why are you blaming me?
Because I got distracted and I shared cords, and that delayed me from raiding.
Right.
Yeah, you could have gotten another 100K out of it.
Exactly.
I mean, not that it would have mattered a whole lot, but
Hey, it matters. Every bit matters.
right.
Especially since I haven't been moving and I'm not using
Oh, that reminds
relocation
me, I
tokens.
need to go do my Armada thing.
K-Flow says, I hit you a bunch in your tactic of throwing out. What? K-Flow, are you having like an argument with somebody? Just in chat? Are y'all not playing nice together?
Yeah. Brassman.
Well, y'all play nice. I love both of you. Dang it! He shielded too! Freaking Haven!
No, don't make Red break out the guitar and sing Kumbaya.
What's funny is I'm actually in their Discord. I'm actually going to go check their Discord and see if somebody snitched. Oh, of course, Tenchi said like an hour ago, 2 hours ago, that we were streaming on streams. So there's somebody probably here that saw and snitched.
Probably in Alliance chat.
Yeah.
Just had to beat up Tenchi for it, then.
Frickin' Tenchi, man. Frickin' Tenchi. We got some loot, though. We got a couple million, I think. We'll take it. What about this level 23 over here? That's a nice little base.
One more swarm to get this done.
And more questions, by the way. Teresa says, what officers are good to use to mine dilithium? I used Amisha, unable to mine at a higher rate. Right now it's 836. No offense, unless it's for a mission, mine dilithium is completely pointless in this game. Don't waste your time. There is nowhere to mine dilithium efficiently enough for you to actually get the amount of dilithium you need for anything.
Even with the Horizon as your miner.
Yeah, I mean, I've got faction ships, and I still don't mine dilithium that fast. Now, do remember the basic rule of every system. The higher level system, the better mining rate you're typically going to find. It's like if you find a dilithium mine on the outskirts of Klingon space, that's going to be faster than mining that same type of dilithium in Muraski 9 or whatever it is. As far as officers, there's only one officer that gives you a dilithium bonus. That is Demisha, and you want to run full synergy on the sides. So run Demisha and then two other mining officers, typically like T'Pring and Stan. But I don't remember what type Demisha is. You want full synergy anyway.
But the lithium doesn't change its mining rate, though.
It stays the same regardless?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
The same
there you go. That sucks.
Even more reason for it
Yeah,
not to
you
be
can
worth
see why I don't mine dilithium.
This is how you mine dilithium right here, hitting bases.
Yeah.
The only
Rating.
thing that changes is lat. Lat's the only one that goes like from like the lowest rates in the lowest systems to the highest rate.
Yeah, and
Three-star.
G3's like that too.
3-star does that.
G3's like
10 of 10 really helps on the lithium.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
It's the only one I wish I would have gotten, but I don't have that one yet.
Yeah, that's right. 10 of 10 will be the only one that will beat Demisha. Because if you put the 10 of 10 as captain, it gets both boosts on the both officer and the captain ability.
K-Flow and Brassman are like going at each other, and it's pretty cute. It's pretty cute.
And then synergize 10 of 10.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Burn. Is Burn here in voice?
Yeah, man.
Are you
Brass-
going to go tap
Brass down
that?
the other-
Are you going to go tap that level 23?
I am.
Sweet.
Okay, 2 minutes.
Sweetness. Well, let's get to more questions while we're here. Because there was a bunch of them up top. Alphabetical sort of officers would be nice from Brewer. Brewer, a lot more would be nice from that. How about actually having officers sortable by stats? That'd be nicer. That'd be way nicer. Let's see, other questions. We already got Caesar. Caesar, we're sorry we ignored you for like 3 years. Tyler says, should you wait to grind your next faction? I wouldn't say wait to grind factions until you have Pike. The cadet crew does stay pretty good, even until some pretty high factions like killing 32s and stuff. Pike just makes it way easier. But you also don't want to sit at you don't want to sit at level 28 just because your RNG has been so bad you don't have Pike. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got Pike at 28 and it was way better. Accurate.
Yeah, but don't hold yourself back just because of not getting Pike, because sometimes you're just really unlucky. And you shouldn't hold your game back because of that. I don't think you should.
I agree with you, Rev.
I'm glad. It makes me happy. Let's see. Jesus says when ships warp out, they generally face the direction they're going. Yes and no. Here's the thing. Ships follow the actual lit up path that you see. So if you're going from Amador to Lade Scene, you're going to come in on that right side. If you're coming into Deneva, depending on if you're coming from Labak, Oberlin, Kakara, or Daban, you're going to come in on those sides. So yeah, that happens, but if I warp out from, say, Lycia, and I warp out to the right, I could literally be going to 2 sections of faction space. I could be actually going to any faction space. I'd be going to any 3-star node. So that's not specific enough for them to track you down still.
That guy didn't shield. That's it's a bug in my game.
Ooh. Ooh. You want me to send something to poke him? Did you crack him or you just...
Hasty.
No, I need
several hits. Well, I'll hit him with the Envoy because it's cheap to repair, and we'll see if a shield pops up.
Down about half. Whole.
We're going to reset in a half hour.
Just a reminder to everybody, if you want to support the channel, hit that join button. Oh, there's the shield. Hit that join button. You can do a PayPal donation, do a Venmo donation. You get access to exclusive perks available to only you and not Truck and Chick unless somebody spends money for Truck and Chick. So, if you're out there and you want to support me, feed my children, and have a lot of fun doing so, including some cool bloopers that are in the captain's quarters, and even me getting naked one time, but we don't talk about that, help support the channel. Hit the join button.
One time. It's like this one time in YouTube camp.
No, this was Twitch camp. We don't talk about it very much.
Yeah, on Twitter. Yeah, Twitch.
Oh man, if you haven't joined the Twitch, I will be going live on Twitch more.
I missed that one.
The first rule about Twitch Club is you don't talk about Twitch Club.
The second rule about Twitch Club, you don't talk about Twitch Club.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should really make that's what we should like. We should make the Twitch stream of members only because it gets really dirty.
Oh, Twitch stream's fun.
Really? I hadn't noticed.
Sure you haven't, Haven. Oh gosh. Also, y'all please do not let me forget to send out the spreadsheet to the members as a perk because it is a great way to thank the members. Paul says don't tell them about the secret members. There is a secret members lounge, everybody. There is. It's called the Captain's Quarters. So anybody who is like subscribed, like the paid version on Twitch, YouTube pays, Venmo, all that. It doesn't matter what level. You don't have to spend like $50 a month or anything. I think the lowest I have is like $4. Then we have a secret voice channel and a secret text channel where I do a lot of hints there and I talk a lot in there, more so than the other channel. And that's also where Kaylee shared that amazing photo of Garrick as a unicorn. Still one of the greatest photos of all time. I really want to get that printed out. It's amazing.
Oh God.
It was good stuff. It was legit. All right. Murky says if you sleep with your officers at the station, are the officers that increase your defense when docked worth putting in your ships? Are you talking about the auxiliary officers for base defense? I never use them. We are actually working on maxing out the Kingsner set. I think Gregor, the German Gregor, is doing that. And we'll actually run some real tests and see. Right now, nobody uses it. the abilities of like the Bortus and the Saladin are far better for base defense. Ooh.
End of the day, if you're not on, you're going to get broken anyway.
Yeah, the best defense is the shield defense. Yeah.
Rev, Victor has
Always someone bigger than you.
Victor has a question. Where's Victor?
when you're scouting someone to raid, where do they
What is
attacker?
What? You broke up on me there. What up?
Sorry. When you're scouting someone to raid, what things quickly check attack?
Oh man, I've been debating making this video. So here's Rev's go-to how to raid 101. Several things you should do. I know I shouldn't do this, but y'all are so amazing. Tell you what, can I get one more person to hit the join button and I will tell you how I raid that makes me so effective as a raider. It only takes one. Somebody do it for the team. Somebody hit the join button or Venmo or PayPal. Doesn't matter how much it is. Somebody do it.
That guy's on. He's just messaged me.
Ah, yeah. Oh, I mean, I saw him shield. So
Venmo him a nickel.
But I will tell you, there is a tactic that I have used for 2 years that I still find to this day, people who have played as long as I have do not know. So I think it'll help you. I'll explain what I look for, the basic understandings of raiding, and how to know whether or not the base is active that you're hitting, or if you're being trolled. So anybody want to do it? Anybody want to hit the join button? Tyler says he'll up his. Tyler, I appreciate that. Appreciate it. Go for it, buddy. We want proof. I would love to have a new person. Not that I'm definitely not turning it away, because upgrading means more. And I appreciate it. I would just love to get more people in, because I love the community that we have, and it's an extra layer of like interaction I get. So that's pretty awesome. But yeah, man. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, Aaron Stevens with a super chat from New Zealand of his 2 Kiwi dollars, I think is worth less than $1. But he did donate. So thank you, Aaron. And then Cesar Gomez became a cadet. Okay. Tyler, I appreciate you upping yours. If you're still going to do that. Cesar, thank you. And Aaron Stevens, who has joined today and donated like twice now. Thanks. Here are the basics of what I do. So let's pick this base that I just rated, right? First thing I do is I look for titanium profitability. Fate, thank you for signing up for Cadet. I appreciate it. Titanium profitability. The second thing I look for is dilithium profitability, but more importantly, I break even on dilithium. So I calculate the ship I'm going to use versus what I'm going to get. Don't think too much into it. If you're like in your level 20s, 1 million titanium is plenty. It's fine. You just simply want to make sure you're getting more than you're going to spend. Tyler, thank you for upgrading to Lieutenant. Greatly appreciate it. Now, also remember that the higher ship you use, the greater the cost of expense. Example, if you're level 28 with like a max Saladin, you're going to spend, what is it, like 600,000 titanium to repair? But you're probably going to crack a level 24 base in one shot. So keep that in mind. I look for titanium first, and then I look for dilithium second. I will take as much steel as I can find, but titanium more important because you need titanium to upgrade your ships in this game and research. Incredibly important. But here's the big one. Here's the big one. So let's just say we started a 10-minute timer. We hit this base. What do we want to do to make sure we know it is inactive so we don't get trolled? Because too many raiders, especially younger raiders and newer raiders, get trolled by people letting the shield fall, and then they repair, and you lose ships, and you look like a complete idiot, and Rev Deuce is sitting there laughing at you going, ha ha, how do you not know he's online? Scroll down to their player profile. So click their player profile, and then right here, scroll down. You want to look at 2 specific stats. Alliance helps sent, and damage done to hostiles. So here's what a player will do. Typically, if you hit their base and they're going to troll you, they're still going to repair their ship, which means they're going to hit that purple help button, and then they're going to go hit the purple help button. So their alliance helps are going to go up. Next thing you're going to see is damage on the hostiles. If they're out farming PvE, they're not going to stop for 10 minutes just because you hit their base. They're going to keep doing it. So the damage they're doing to hostiles is going to increase. And I'll show you exactly what I do. Now, if you're in the End Alliance right now, I'm only sharing this as an example, so please don't jump on this. But I'm going to hit the chords. Here's how I share a base that I've cracked for the Alliance. I'm going to hit share chords, and I'm going to say T10, which means 10 minutes until shield should go down, and then I'm going to type 2 sets of numbers. So let's just say 21 and 48. The 21 is the amount of damage to hostiles. The 48 is the amount of helps they have sent. If you track those two numbers 99 times out of 100, you're going to be able to find out if they're active or not by the time that 10-minute shield falls. And this helps you several ways. One, it allows you to go hit other players and track them as well, instead of you sitting staring at somebody for 10 minutes, which is stupid. Second of all, you're going to be able to know if they're going to troll you, so it simply saves your resources, which are so precious in the game. And I'll just... And that is some of the basics of what I do for rating. Now, there are times I go and I get a little bit more complex. Now, I will say, as somebody who's played this game a lot, I have started to where I memorize how much each vault holds. Because remember, raids, the bases that you're going to raid, do not show you the amount of raidable loot. It shows you the amount of total loot in a base. So if I see at level 36, 1 million tritanium, that doesn't mean anything to me. Because a level 36 tritanium vault protects 1.4 million tritanium. But I just hit a level 20 base, and that only protects 60,000. So 1 million means I have potential of making over 1 million in profit, repairing a North Star that doesn't cost that much to repair. So think, first off, how much do you have the potential to make, profit versus loss, and second of all, know how to track your opponent and whether or not they're alive and trolling you, and attack multiple bases. That's the final thing. When I move into a system, and everybody in can attest this, I pick a system and I hit everything that I can possibly make profit off of in the system. Even if it's only 200,000, I hit everything to make sure I don't waste the relocation token. So there's a third point in this basic to rating. It is do not waste reloads because they're so hard to get. You usually get maximum 2 a day unless you get a very lucky draw in your hostile boxes. So you want to come in anything that's unshielded. Level 20s for me, 24s. I'm hitting the entire system and draining the whole system. There you go. That's all you got to do. Paul says if you want to know players online, mark his trip after you hit. You can mark his trip. That's a little bit more difficult because it's not a pure number you can see. Example, this guy shows 1.09, but if he only had a Fender in there, it may not move from 1.09. But his hostile damage is going to move because it's an individual count, and his helps are going to move. You can do the trip method, but it's not as accurate. That's why I use the player profile method. But Neuro, also, Neuro PICM, thank you for joining the Cadet. I greatly appreciate everybody's support. I hope that was worth it for those who signed up. Those are some of the tools that I've learned as a raider over 2 years. And they're really basic, but a lot of things still veterans don't know in this game. And veterans get trolled every day, and it's funny. And now you won't get trolled. Hopefully that has helped you. Hopefully that's worth the sign up. Whew, this has been a long-winded episode. Caesar says mind blown. Well, happy to help. Happy to help. Aaron's...
Rev, that last piece you just said, old piece.
Huh?
Don't hit Rev, then don't hit helps when you want to troll.
Yeah, I mean, this does work. If you're on my servers now, you know how I raid, and you control me. But
that's what I do. Anyway.
Now that I've done it in a live stream, I should probably make a video about this and just give it away, but maybe not, actually. The live stream people are the most loyal people. They're willing to sit there 2 hours, 3 hours, learn the game with you, ask questions. Maybe we should make that a video. Tell you what, I'll make it a members-only video. And unless y'all go and tell everybody that I said this on a live stream, most people will never know. Sometimes I get 10,000 people that watch a video. So what I'll do is I'll go make this as a members only video and it'll stay members only. But if you watch this live stream, you got to know the secrets. So that's the reason I haven't made a video about this though, because I don't want everybody doing this. I don't want everybody using these tactics. So if y'all are loyal and y'all have been here 2 hours and 39 minutes, I guess you deserved it. Fun stuff. Fun stuff. Why did I go to Neo? Oh yeah, where's the? Who is Ty? Is that Tenchi?
No, it's not.
No, sorry, that was me.
Stephen Aarons.
It's too quiet for Tenchi.
John says, "How often do you live stream?" Okay, so the live streams have actually gone down. I used to live stream 5 times a week between YouTube and Twitch. When we had the baby, that has gone down. And when I've been upgrading the stream setup, that has gone down. I'm trying to get back into it. So typically I stream Wednesday, Thursday, Friday night, and Saturday on Twitch, and Monday nights on, and Sunday nights and Monday nights on YouTube. I'm trying to get back into that. Brick, thank you for becoming a cadet. Thank you for joining the crew and helping us out. Greatly appreciate it, my man. You are awesome, and I will try to do anything I can to make you better at this game and other games. Any other games you play, let me know. I'll play them with you. So, yeah, it's I'm trying to get back into it. Having a new baby really throws everything out of whack, but that's typically been my stream schedule. 12 p.m. Central Standard Time on Twitch, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. 8 p.m. Central Standard Time on Twitch on Friday night, which is kind of like the really risque stream that Haven doesn't want to come to because like alcohol gets involved and stuff. And then Sunday.
Hey now.
Well, that's
Hey,
TC. That's TC, honey.
No, both of y'all don't want to come. Neither of you want to come. So it's both of you.
Whatever.
Don't even Haven. You don't like those streams. And then Sunday and Monday night is a YouTube stream, which is far more family friendly. That is usually at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Will Miles, thank you for signing up as a cadet, man. Thank you so much for helping out. I really hope it has been a joy for y'all as it has been for me. We've talked Star Trek, we've talked comics, we've really nerded out, and I will go for 3 hours, so we'll go for 20 more minutes, but after that, my voice is really starting to go out. So, you know, you've been talking a long time, and like you feel it in your lungs, like, dude, shut up. That's how I feel right now.
Then your throat gets all scratchy.
Yeah, so I'm
Wait
getting
till you
that
have
point.
a third child, Ref.
I'm not,
your sleep schedule will be all kinds of messed up.
I'm not having a third child. Nope.
Yeah, I've got 3, so yeah.
Nope.
The first 2 I thought were, that's okay, I can do a third one. And third one came around to sleep was like a premium.
Abraham's 8 Ampram says, you including games that are not mobile based. Yeah, if you have games that I have, like, if y'all know if you saw, yesterday I put out a Rust video. And for some reason, there's a lot of Star Trek people out there who go and like downvote my videos that aren't Star Trek Fleet Command. Just don't watch them if you don't want to watch them. Don't downvote and hurt me. What the heck? But anyway, I do play other games, and I am including some of those games on this channel from now on. I did AFK Arena, and I might make a couple more of those. I'm doing Rust right now. I might make some of those because it's fun, and I get to be a pirate. But yeah. Enjoy.
That's the best part about that game. You can do whatever you want. You want to roleplay, you can do that.
Yep.
You want to do PvP, you can do that. You want to be a pirate and go on a boat all day and raid other boats, you can do that.
Yeah. Next question. John says, very helpful. Glad I helped John. Daniel says, this is his first live stream. It's been great. Thanks for the link. Oh, and just to remind everybody, I also have a Facebook page that y'all can check out if you want to check out the Facebook page. If you want to help out but not sign up for a monthly thing, because I realize that the YouTube thing is monthly, I also have a PayPal link. Not to be too promoting, but you know what? This is what I do for a living. Is I game, I help people, I entertain, and this is what I need. So if you go to a comedy show, same thing. You go see a movie, you're coming to see the Rev Deuce movie live in person. So if you want to help out, not a requirement, but greatly appreciated. Next up, Fate says 3 is fun, but your house will look like a tornado hit the inside. It already looks like that.
Her dad.
Me and my wife have to clean every day. Mostly my wife, not taking credit for the amazing work she does. We have to clean every day now.
Wait till your youngest can actually walk.
Well, she's going to be a girl, so we're hopefully that she'll be like more helpful instead of a terrible little star.
Wrong. Ah, my 4-year-old is like a hurricane and a tornado together.
Yeah, buddy. Females are not very organized. Let's just leave it at that.
Let's not stereotype an entire gender.
Wild Simba says, I recently just hit Ops 23. Should I push to 25 or chill at 23? Wild Simba, I talked about this at the very beginning of the stream. You probably weren't here. Remember, there is difficulty you run into at level 24 if you want that Kamari. You have to upgrade every single vault. You have to upgrade basically all your generators. And there's a couple of docks to get your Kamari shipyard to level 24. So if you want to skip to 25 and just skip through, you're going to have to either have a crap ton of speed ups. I'm talking literally weeks of speed up saved up. Or you're going to have to skip your Kamari, which I don't recommend. So sit at 23, work your way into 24. You can even make an argument for skipping to 24 and starting that process, but don't skip to 25 if you can't get that Kamari, because that's a good ship.
Yeah.
And speaking of, I'm going to start my shipyard update now. So.
I'm looking forward
Yay.
to training. In time, you will call
Ooh. Thank you, Kakashin, for following on the Twitch channel. We're not streaming on Twitch, but it still shows up when you follow, so appreciate it. Teresa says that they have a boy and a girl. Yeah, that's what I have. And it's a festival of conviviality. Yeah, it's great. Next up. Oh, wait, whoa. Okay, where'd the channel go? Okay. Are there any levels worth skipping? Sure. Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of levels that you can argue are worth skipping. For example, if you hit level 15, there's a legit argument for going straight to 16 or even 18, because then you get the Envoy and the Botany Bay, and the North Star, for that matter.
Just don't go too high that your hostiles get too high.
Yeah. Another one is in the 20s. A lot of people skip 25. I no longer recommend that if you can get the Vidar. I used to say just go ahead and skip to 28. But the Vidar, you can get to 25 instead of 25 and then go to 28 and work on a faction ship. Because the 26 ships are still probably skippable even to this point, with the exception of the Horizon. But you get the Horizon through doing research, so you're going to get it anyway. But there's a lot of levels worth skipping. You know, there's a lot of players now who are skipping the 28 to 32. So they completely skip the faction miners, go to 32, and some even go all the way to 34 for the epic ships and skip the 32. So there's arguments to be made here. It's all about your play style and if you're willing to spend any money in the game, because we can't deny that is a very critical part. Very critical.
Absolutely. Depends on how willing you are to either spend a lot of time grinding or you know, whether you're going to just crack the wallet open.
Yeah. Look, there's nothing wrong with cracking the wallet open, but just keep in mind that if you truly, and I'm just being honest, if you're sitting there saying I'm free to play and I want an enterprise, if you want me to tell you the honest time frame of how long it's going to take, it's going to take you between 1.5 to 2 years to get an enterprise free to play.
Yes.
I'm not trying to be like a butthole and tell you to spend money. But the highest free-to-play players right now are around level 36, but they have low-tier enterprises because the amount of uncommons needed. It's going to take you 1.5 to 2 years to get there. So if you've got this game, you saw this shiny game on your phone advertising Star Trek Fleet Command with this beautiful enterprise, you can get it. It's going to take you a long daggone time, or you're going to spend money.
And you're still going to spend money if you want to upgrade it.
Yep. You are not upgrading the Enterprise without spending money. You're not. Correction, you're not maxing the Enterprise without spending money. Or 5 years. I would say it probably takes 5 years to max an Enterprise free to play.
And by then, the Enterprise ain't worth crap, because they'll probably be up to level 70 by then.
Yeah, but hopefully level 70 can't hit a 34. I laugh as I say that. But here, I'm going to tell you why I say that.
They better not do that.
Yeah, well, it's Scopely, so.
Good God.
Let me tell you why I say that, using LCARs, our good friends over there. So, TCO. So the total cost of upgrading an Enterprise is 10.2 billion tritanium. More importantly, though, 51,000 uncommon gas. You got 51,000 uncommon gas just sitting there? What about 10,000.4 rare gas? You got that laying around handy? That's what keeps you from maxing out that daggum Enterprise.
Yeah. No.
So people see my max Enterprise, and I'm very open. You know what paid for that? Scopely Welfare. I didn't pay for that. That's why I do not have one on any other account. And I'm not saying I'm not grateful. And I don't just go out and like kill miners with my Enterprise and be a douche nozzle. But realistically, you're going to be a dolphin or a whale to get a high level Enterprise in this game in a realistic amount of time. Like our guy Data here, if Data wants an Enterprise, and he's working towards that, get ready to pull out that wallet a little bit more, Data.
No, a lot more.
I will give you a hint.
Man, I thought my...
Look, I'll give you a tip. Here's a dolphin whale tip. I say it a lot, people don't catch it. Every 2 levels, what you get in packs increases, and it really starts to jump up in the 30s. If you want to get the Enterprise, spend as little as possible to level 34, and then when hit level 34, then start buying the packs. if your goal is an Enterprise.
Damn.
So for all you whales and dolphins out there,
That's too late.
it's not too late because you're only level 31. And you're
I'm level 34.
The
It's too late for me.
The uncommon cost was brutal, but once you get to tier 8, the rare cost for the Enterprise is even worse.
It is, which is why the recycling of ships becomes very nice. At 34, you can recycle the Mayflower and stuff like that. Yeah, but just to be honest, if y'all wanted to you hit level 34 and you wanted to max Enterprise that day, it's something like $8,000 to $10,000.
Yep.
Ridiculous. And it depends what pack. It depends which pack you buy, because you can't.
Or what's
you gotta,
available.
You gotta wait until the Explorer packs are out.
Don't feel bad because
the insane thing is we all know people who have spent.
Well, here's
that
the
money.
thing: the Tribune is literally 10 times more. You're spending 6 digits to get the Tribune.
I go to a fresh server.
Yeah.
Wow.
You
And, like,
no data.
like-
You're not leaving the server. You're here with me forever.
Like once you get to tier 8 with the Enterprise, you don't want to buy the Explorer packs.
I do like
You wanna
Johnny
swap-
did.
You want to swap to the research packs to get more of the rare gas. At 36,
Well, I
the
wanna
research
pull,
packs gives you 100.
I'm gonna tell you what level 36 and a
Rare.
37 pack looks like full because I'm gonna pull up my main account so you can see the difference. And then I might even pull up my level 28 account so you can see the same pack and the difference that you get between the two. And there's a legit argument to be made that if your goal, like you come into the game looking at the Augur, the Enterprise, is to do what I'm saying. So let me get this account open and we'll switch screens here. Window capture. Blue stacks. All right, so we're on my main account, level 37, but the 36 and 37 packs are identical. And let's scroll over to our ultimate ship pack. Yes, the Explorer packs will be a little bit better, but if you're just doing it today, so you see I get 100 rare crystal and 66 rare gas. So I kind of get bottlenecked on my gas there. And then I get right around 300 uncommon gas per pack, as well as 250 million titanium. So let's pull out our handy dandy calculator because we like that. We like calculators. So from the uncommon gas perspective, we said we needed 50,000. So divide 50,000 by 300, that's 166.6 packs. So let's just say, out of what it would actually be, 167 times 100, $16,700. I was low in my shot.
You probably the research packs give more uncommon gas and rare.
They do. They do. So you can alternate the packs you're buying to lower that cost, but you're still spending a buttload of money.
Because you want to alternate it because you want to get more of the gas, but then you want some of the trit too.
Yeah, and there's some other packs in here that actually give some nice rewards that have nothing to do.
Centurion is just not worth it.
No. Don't waste the money on the Centurion at all. Don't do that. But I'm trying to think. There's a couple of primes in here that you can waste. The Ultra Research Pack, like you said, does give out more gas. So it gives out 443. But it doesn't. The problem with the Ultra Research Boost pack is it doesn't give you trip. No trip. Like you get like 15 million trip. So that becomes a big bottleneck.
I almost never need resources.
20 to 30 ship packs will be enough trit, and then you could just use the rest on the research pack.
All right, so do enough trip. We're going because we're being mathematical here. We're on real numbers. So that pack gives me. I'm not counting the 100K. Just using the raw and the tokens gives me 300 million. So that is wow. I should have done that correctly because that scared me. Divided by. So that's 33.3 packs. So by 34 packs-ish, you can maybe get away with 30 packs-ish of the Ultra ships, so you get the titanium you need. But we also forgot about the rares. We need the rares. So anyway, all of this being, super, super expensive to get an Enterprise.
Does Scopely give out cards?
Nope.
No, they give them dub cards.
They don't even give the whales like T-shirts and like handmade versions of their ships. Like if I spend $100 grand in the game, there are people who spend $100 grand in the game.
A model for my dad.
Exactly. And I've actually pitched this idea. I pitched this idea to Scopely. I told them to reward the whales. They should get like pillows in the shape of titanium. They should get little models of their station for their desk that says their player name in game. If you've got people spending 6 digits, you should be rewarding the hell out of them.
You're buying a car.
You're buying more than a car. There are people that I love. There are people I love and consider friends in this game who spent more on their
How
game.
are you not getting anything else extra?
Well, look, they spent more on this game than I spent to buy my house, and I'm not mad at them for it. But you spend that amount of money, you would expect there to be like some ultra loyalty going on. We're like, yeah, there's somebody who's already 7 digits in the game, by the way.
Right. You think Scopely would be right there, ready to please?
They got their own.
Ooh, here's an interesting one. Here's an interesting one.
That wouldn't be Gene, would it?
DJ Vlad.
Like $3 grand.
DJ Vlad says that my packs on server 20 and level 37 are higher than what he's being offered on server 42, which is a new server at level 38. Ooh.
What?
Doesn't that 7-digit person have a system named after them?
We need to see screens of that.
Yeah, DJ, send me the screenshots of that because that's a big. You want to talk about fraud, bro? I'd be pissed if I was level 38 on server 42 or 43.
Yes, right. Don't they have a statute?
I can understand the argument of changing the value per level, but not per server. You have to offer the players the same stuff.
That's illegal, isn't it?
I'm not a lawyer, but that sounds very sketchy.
Really illegal, but just
I feel like that is illegal.
I think it is. They've passed several laws. Like I know New
Unless the
Zealand
player is
has,
aware of it.
New Zealand has, Australia has, UK has, and I'm pretty sure California has laws against those type of packs. So, because EA got in big trouble with a lot of stuff like this with their loot crates and everything. So, send that to me. I'll be very interested to see. I'm not saying I'm going to make a video trying to lose my Scopely connections, but that is, yeah.
That's shady.
It is. But that's also when I tell.
I mean, I'm not 38, but I would be super.
But I'm also.
I'm 29.
I'm very honest with all the players. I tell them what packs I say are worth spending on. I've never told anybody to go spend 10 grand in the game. There's a few $100 worth. I would say here's what has value if you want to spend money, and I really encourage patience. So.
Right.
But that sounds like price gouging. It's exactly what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I would want to verify that he's looking at the exact same.
Oh, 100%. I am not trying to.
You have to let the player know.
All right, so DJ Vlad is sending me the Ultra Ship Power Pack. Can you get me a screenshot of his level? Because I see my stream, and I will put this up on the stream right now. Send me a screenshot of his level. Like I'm not trying to call Scopely out for any type of fake news. I'm simply going to show
I totally forgot about my Armada.
what I'm showing. Yeah, it's we got 2 minutes left on that Armada. So I'm going to pull my pack back up.
I always forget about them.
Yeah, I'm waiting for you whales to run some more rares and epics. So Ultra Ship Power Pack. And okay, so this is from DJ's account. This is from DJ Vlad's account. DJ, I assume you're okay with me showing them you're on server 11 and that you have and your Discord name. You cool with that? Before I throw it up there, I want your permission first because I am throwing up your account. Faint saying Age of Server come into play. Age of Server should not come into play here. That should not matter.
No, that's illegal.
It shouldn't. But that's what they say it does. I know it's somewhere else.
That's a scam if they're trying to say that.
Okay, I'm not. No. I'm not saying they are saying any of this. I'm simply saying here's what we see.
That has to be explicitly known.
Okay, so y'all can see here, I've got the screen pulled up. Y'all see?
Because otherwise you're paying more on one server.
You see his account.
I can't really make out the number there with the board cube.
Hold on, I'm gonna make it bigger.
He's level 38.
All right.
That's what she said.
Level 38, 11.3 million power. You can see he's literally watching the stream. You'll see the stream right there in the right corner.
Yep. Yeah, I see that blue hat.
All right, so the Ultra Ship Power Ultra Research Pack. All right, we want that one. Ultra Ship Power. Can you show me the?
Oh, that's research.
Can you show me the Latinum on this pack real quick? But look, he's showing me the crystal and the uncommon gas, and those are different. So look, I've got. You can see the uncommon gas on mine right above my head, and the uncommon gas on his. That is what, 4 times? 5 times as much?
And the common.
Yeah, it's 5 times as much.
Holy crap. Wow.
Just in rare
Look at
gas.
the difference in the common
So much
refined
more.
crystal.
And he's 1 level above me.
Ridiculous. Whoa.
And this is server 11.
Wow.
Yeah, look at the difference in the just the common refined crystal is 3 times as much, almost.
You would spend $400 more.
Ooh, this really hurts. Look at this. Look at the Latinum difference.
Damn.
14K versus what?
That
40.
Holy crap.
He gets 14K Latinum. I get 40,000 Latinum.
Yeah, something's not
Well,
right there.
that's robbery.
That is.
They need to tell people that.
That's some BS.
And what's funny is if you look,
Robert, they need to
look
tell
at
people.
the crap. Let me move it here. The Explorer part, the ship parts are almost identical. Like they're not really getting screwed that much in Explorer parts, but they're getting massively screwed in Latinum and.
Do things change based on more the amount that you pay?
But that's the thing. My main account has only had like I think $300 spent.
You're paying for the material.
Yeah.
No, all
It
the
shouldn't
packs
matter how
are
much
based on
money you
level.
spend.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah, they're based on level, but are they based, like, for those basic packs, are they also maybe based also on the amount that you spent previously on other packs?
Well, one,
or
it
if you
should
bought that pack
that's
previously.
But here's the thing: I have never,
Shouldn't be,
I
but-
have never
Are they
bought an
gonna
Ultra
base it
Ship
on the
Power Pack.
economy of the server?
I have never bought an Ultra Ship Power Pack on server 20 ever. So I've never put money into this type of pack. I've never bought it.
No.
So that wouldn't apply here.
Yeah.
I've not dumped money into this to make mine better.
I thought the packs, but they never changed.
What's mine?
But every 2 levels, the packs will change. But I've never
See, even
compared
mine,
Ooh.
I'm level,
See,
I'm
I
level
get
31 and I get
38K.
28. Yeah, I get 28,000 Latinum and I'm level 31.
It's almost like
And I'm
the
at 34
packs.
with 38K.
Because DJ, you're saying you're getting that problem on what server? 42? It almost sounds like the new servers have got an issue with boxes and stuff updating. Because if I remember right,
Yeah.
let me go to my level 24 account. I want to pull up that pack on level 24 on a new server.
See that same pack for me, and I'm level 31, and I'm getting 28,000 Latinum and 250 ship parts, 52 rare gas. So even me, I'm 7 levels lower than him, and I'm getting more.
So my level 24
I'm a level
account
23.
is getting.
I get 10K.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting. I'm getting 10,000 Latinum. I'm getting only 4,000 Latinum less than him, and he is 15 levels higher or whatever.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
200 across. Well, maybe I get 1,200 interceptor parts.
And I get 132 uncommon gas, and he was getting.
So I think what we're saying here, DJ Vlad, is that you need to send in the ticket to Scopely about
Hardcore.
that because there is a problem.
This is not.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
That's not okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
And just to throw it up
That's
again,
bad juju.
You're getting robbed.
just to throw
It
this
might be an
up.
idea for you, Rev, to flick a message into your contacts as well.
Yeah,
maybe.
I mean, definitely. But I just want to throw this up there because this is
in private.
this is even more damning. So I've got my level 24
Yeah,
version
yeah.
of this pulled up. Look how much uncommon I get, and then look how much the level 38 gets.
Are you saving this for? Are you recording
Look at the
this?
comment.
Yeah, I mean, I'm live on YouTube right now.
No, I know
Look at the
you
comment
live, but are
behind your head. You
recording
get
this?
800. He's only getting 110. Look at the common refined crystal. You're
Yeah.
getting 800
No,
behind
he's
your head.
he's getting 1100 common. It's just cut off because of the picture.
Oh, okay. I was there. Look like 110. Okay. I was gonna say.
Yeah, there it
Does
is.
it make a difference? You said he is on a U.S. server, though, right?
Yeah, but so am I. All my servers
No,
except for
I'm
one of
asking
the US.
if he was on the U.S. server.
Yeah, he's on server 42. He's on the US server. That is.
Is there an average player dampener?
But here's the thing. there can't be any of that. You cannot offer the same player, the same level, the same account, different packages like that. You can't do that.
That's shady. That's shady.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah, you get the same virtual amount on every server.
Tell Panic to send me stuff, DJ Flad says.
Man, I am actually going to...
This is a separate video, Rev. Just
And I need to point out too that DJ Vlad, guys, DJ Vlad is a level what, 38?
38, yeah.
On S42.
Mm-hmm.
He has spent a lot to get there.
Yeah. That's getting up to...
That is a new server.
And if that's the packs he's getting, he spent way more than he needed to.
Yeah.
Yeah, a ton more.
So here's what I'm going to do first. First, I'm going to try to talk to the community managers in Scopely before I put out a blast them video. But that, I didn't realize it was that, but like I've seen pack differences a little bit, but that is ridiculous.
That's egregious.
Yeah. And here's the thing, I truly don't know if it's intentional because newer servers are having issues with the Devore being in the 30-day chest, and that's not intentional. They've already apologized and said that. There's been issues where packs disappear and appear. Like one player had a level 50 pack appear when he was level 28, and he bought it. And I don't blame him for it, but newer servers have had some really serious issues on packs. So this might not be something that Scopely is even currently aware of. So I'm not about to burn the house down, but this definitely needs to be addressed because this is buku bad.
Yeah, bad juju.
Yeah.
But if they're editing it, they're constantly aware of it.
But they can't do that to, they can do that to RNG in the game, but you cannot do it to things you pay for. You can't do it to packs. There's too many laws literally across the world against that. So you can do that to RNG, you can do that to refinery rates and drop boxes. You can't do it to spending $100.
No, because that means you've devalued everybody's money.
Yeah.
So what if I pay for the prime refinery?
You mean, that's simply, Prime Refinery is only giving you an extra refinery pool, and everybody gets that.
Like with the prime refinery? That's it?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're getting an extra refinery pool every time you pull, and everybody gets the same thing. Now you get a little bit of loot with it, but that's what you're buying.
I've seen no difference.
Yeah, it's not really worth it as far as the math that I've done.
I've actually pulled less.
I think I got ripped off
with the prime.
Ooh.
Although, so Panic did say this: if you are creeping up on needing a certain amount, it will torque itself down, and you'll get less and less. Once you go past it, though, it'll pick back up again.
Yeah, but that's bullshit. That shouldn't be.
Yeah, that is like that's.
But we've seen
what that is.
we've seen that dynamic with every part of the game, though. So when you're only 2 shards away from Pike, it will stop dropping Pike.
But here's the thing: as annoying as that is, that's okay because it's not dealing with your money.
Euro before I got tanked first.
Well, and it's doing it to everybody.
Yeah. That is a universal thing that's actually not doing it. So I really don't have a problem with that. I don't like it, but I don't have a problem with it.
The prime refinery. I mean,
I agree.
I mean, that's $100.
Rev, I just sent you an Ops 29.
Yeah, Truckin sent an Ops 29 on server 26. And DJ,
I feel like I'd wasted my money.
DJ and Ops 29 on server 26 is getting over twice the amount of Latinum you are, double the uncommons you are, 120 million tricked. Yeah. Don't DJ, I don't say this a lot because I am partnered with the game. DJ, don't spend any more money until you get this worked out. Not a dime.
Nope. And don't spend a dime until they give you a decent loot package out of it, because they're liable to fix it if they realize it's a screw up that bad.
I would say an obscene loot package, not just decent.
Yeah,
right. If you're that high up on
obscene.
that,
Like extra heroes that shouldn't have been there, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, you spent 3 times. 3 times. But,
Well, this was a fun stream.
and
You're
when it
welcome,
gets to
Dan.
double
Absolutely.
like that, it's gonna...
Yeah, it's
And I'm gonna ask DJ a question. I'm hoping he's still there to answer it. But why did you rush to 38 on S42? Why did you choose to do that?
on a new server, probably the allure of being the best.
Oh,
Being
there's
King
a
Dog.
class
King
action
Dog
against...
poo-poo.
Look, we love to talk trash about the whales, but most of us would love to be king of the hill.
That sounds lonely, quite frankly.
Hey,
It does sound lonely, but there's
So,
one guy on my
Stokely
server that I
with
would love
Deuce
to
for
stomp
fraud.
into the ground.
There's one in every server.
Hey, Apollo.
Hey, bro.
All right, Caesar's asked this question like 20 times. I got to answer it. Caesar,
There's actually been a class action lawsuit against Scopely for it.
but not in this game that's got anywhere. The only lawsuit that worked was with The Walking Dead. Caesar says, once I lock all 3 factions, should I just stick with the ROMs for the Tribune? You should stick with the ROMs for the Pilum, the Valdor, and the Tribune. They're the 3 best ships, and they're all in the same faction.
Yep.
All right,
Well, minus
DJ, I'm
the
going to say
Tribune's
good
OP.
night. I will see
Though
you
the
later.
Coronar is a really nasty ship
Night
too.
Haven.
Coronar's nasty,
Haven.
but I still would say it's the best of its
Haven.
class.
Okay, good night.
Night.
It's like the Bro.
Nate says this has been a fire live stream. It has. I love doing the live streams. I'm just glad I've had the time to do it tonight. But I am. Look, we're over 3 hours. So I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to wrap. Y'all can come to join the Discord, of course. Discord's going to stay open, so y'all come join the Discord and hang out with us. But yeah, time to wrap up. It's been a long stream.
Hey, Rev, it was cool meeting you, man.
Yeah.
I sent you a link of what I found on that. It was nice. It was nice meeting you, though.
Yeah. Oh, don't worry. I've seen all the lawsuit stuff. There have been people who've been filing lawsuits on this game for a year and a half. The biggest one is in New Jersey, and it's not going to go anywhere. That's going to get stuck in litigation, and maybe a few years from now you get a little bit, but it has no real traction.
Cost of
There has not been any. You can actually track all of these legal cases. There's been no update on that case since the middle of December 2019 that I found. I haven't checked in 2 months, but when I checked in May, there had not been any updates since December on that case. But that's what you can do. You have a really rich legal team. You can push stuff like 8, 10, 12 months down the road. So, and I'm not going to get mad at Scopely for buying a good legal team. I mean, everybody wants a good legal team.
I hope you have a good lawyer.
Discord link is dropping now. It's in the chat. Also,
We all just want fairness whenever we're spending this much money.
I mean, yeah, I've spent a few $100s on multiple accounts now, and I would like to make sure that what I'm getting is fair. So I get the argument, no argument against it. And I will, like I said, I'll bring this up tomorrow if I can get a hold of them and see what they say. But this has been shocking. Like, I didn't realize it was that different.
Yeah, that's bad.
That is, wow.
Yeah.
That borders on the line of
like especially for
criminal.
someone who's level 38, 39, that's a high level.
My
To only
only-
be getting dashed in a pack.
My only true question is, do they even know this is going on because they're having issues with new servers?
Yeah.
And they've had issues with new servers for several things. So I'm going to hold out hope that they're not trying to screw them over. Because here's the thing. Scopely did get in trouble with The Walking Dead, and they changed a lot of their practices so it would never happen again. So I don't think they would intentionally make this happen because they don't want to get sued. I mean, nobody wants to do that. Well, we'll have to do the stream again. It is Monday night. The next one I usually do on YouTube would be Sunday. So we'll see. Follow the links to everything I do, my YouTube page, my Facebook page if you want to keep up to date, the Discord, all that's going to be in the link of this video when it falls out. You can check the chat. I put the Discord link and the Facebook page there, the Twitch channel. Join that as well because I'll start streaming there hopefully this week again and get back into that mold. But today has been a wonderful episode. It really has. It's all because the community's great. So, but I'm going to still be in Discord, but I'm going to get off so that I'm not doing all the talking anymore. Y'all been awesome. Live long and prosper. Stay safe out there, Space Cowboys, and come join the Discord and come hang out with us. Okay? Somebody crying in the background? I hear crying.
That would be my son. He's laughing.
Oh, I was like, what?
He's not crying. He's watching. He's watching me.
Sounds like he's crying.
Guy does
I was like, man, have I moved people to tears with my just, you know what?
No.
We'll see y'all later.